Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Awakened Pixels, the old school RPG, TTRPG, as fun to play as it is to say. Uh, we are welcomed by a very special guest today. So here are my amazing players. Say hello, amazing players.
Hello.
Joined today by Matthew Foreman. Matthew, thank you so much for joining us. We're so happy to have you on. Very excited to see where things go. So let's dive right into the adventure. We start, as we always do, over the blasted wasteland that is the Blightlands of Phantasria, except we do not go and see what is happening over at the Doomhold. We are actually on the outskirts of this wretched, lifeless land where only monsters and the husks of trees are to be found. We see the Wicked Witch running on foot, desperately fleeing for her life, heading towards the border out of the Chaos Lands, trying to escape from what is now a very angry horde of the forces of chaos coming to take her out as she has turned her back on the vile lord and on the forces of chaos itself. She is fleeing and she runs up to what is effectively a gigantic magical barrier. This is a barrier that is interwoven between various magical towers surrounding the blasted wastelands because they are erected to keep out any would-be goody-goody Lightsworn heroes or any other invading armies or any such force. However, any force of chaos can move freely through this barrier, and the Wicked Witch is running for her life, clearly quite wounded, and there is a massive armored ogre that slams a big, terrifying, spiky mace onto the ground, and doing so, a bunch of dirt flies into the sky. The Wicked Witch is shaken by the tremors caused by such an impact and falls to her hands and knees, clearly still very weakened from her battle with the vile lord, and she spins around, attempts to conjure up some a remainder of whatever magic she has left to defend herself, and in that last moment, is kicked by this armored ogre, sending her flying and rolling across the ground. We see her health bar gets critically low, and it looks like this could be the end. And the ogre stomps up next to its prey and just goes, pathetic, and raises its spiked mace into the air until there is a sudden sound, a delightful ting, as a cut is made straight through this armored ogre, and we see its health drop catastrophically low. I would like you, Grandus, to describe to me how you finish off this deadly fiend.
I think Grandis, he has this really nice looking scythe and he just runs through it. Yah!
You do so,
Comes out the other end.
and bits of armor from this ogre, ping, 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 fly off. You cut right through it with your deadly enchanted weapon, and in doing so, the ogre's health drops, and it goes, and explodes into a mess of pixels. And you can see that far off in the distance, there are many silhouettes with torches brandished, quickly running towards your location. And you see the Wicked Witch, who you always assumed was lieutenant of the highest authority of the vile lord. She is now kind of prostrate on the ground, desperately running for her life from the very evil forces that she is meant to be commanding. And it is not clear what is going on. And she kind of looks up to you with harried breath, and she goes, "Oh, I wondered when the other assassin would show up. What are you doing here?"
I'm looking for witches getting killed by ogres. Wow, what a coincidence.
Well, you certainly found one. I am confused, however. I've been branded an enemy of the forces of chaos, and yet you are here offering me aid. What's your angle?
My angle would be that I am not with the forces of chaos any longer, and looking for that people who vibe with that kind of thing.
What?
Yes, I had this moment where it was like an epiphany, and I was like, oh, I could think for myself. And I got tired of dying a lot. So I thought I'd try doing the thing where I go around and do good. And look at me, I'm already having a successful day of it. Saved your life.
These are truly strange times that we live in, but I will not say no to help out of nowhere when I can accept it. And you can see, you can hear the noise of the forces of chaos getting closer and closer. And although they are not necessarily the strongest of forces, the sheer quantity of these things on their home turf is a frightening sight to see. And the witch turns to you and she says, "We need to get out of here. This is a place that neither you or I will find much respite."
Oh yes, let's run. That's very nice. Fashion.
She struggles to her feet, and the two of you start running towards the magical barrier that surrounds these lands. And you pass through the energies in front of you, the sort of brands of chaos tattooed upon your skin, glowing as you do so. Where was your brand of chaos when you first made allegiance with these people?
Oof. It was, just tastefully on the shoulder.
Lovely. We kind of see it through your armor glow for a second as you pass through this incandescent field, and you and the Wicked Witch start running as fast as you can through the pixelated landscape, off and away to a destination where you don't really know what awaits for you, but you hope something that can lead you to your true destiny. And that was some time ago. Where we are now is on a cliff top, overlooking the burning remains of the Sage's Tower, and we see that Rosalind and Stoobs, freshly battle-weary from having to fight the ambushing squad of the forces of chaos who came to slay the wise sage as soon as he had anything decent to say, and barely surviving a battle against the dreaded assassin, one of the most deadly members of the forces of chaos, Stoobs, holding your own very well against a person who is at a higher level than you were, and rescued at the last minute by none other than the Wicked Witch. And this is somebody who you maybe have heard tales of throughout Phantasia, but between the two of you, you don't necessarily have an encyclopedic knowledge of the sort of workings and organization of the forces of chaos. They've always been such a ephemeral thing, just a vague group of jerks who come to fight every now and then. So this Wicked Witch who stands before you, clearly sort of not entirely at full strength, sits there and she says to you, "We need to talk." So how do you both react?
You're the bee lady!
Oh, what?
Twinkle, he said you liked bees!
Oh. Tinsel told you about that time I
Tinsel?
fed somebody to bees, did he?
Sort of. I kind of just remembered you like bees a lot.
It wasn't that kind of relationship. That feels like so long ago. Anyway, this is not what I wish to discuss with you today. It seems to me that I find myself in a position where my voice is no longer being treated with respect. I don't know if you know who I am, but I am the Wicked Witch of the forces of chaos. And let's just say my allegiance has shifted recently, given recent events.
It's like a wicked crossover. Okay. Yeah, so I'm Stoobs. This is Rosalind.
You're Stoobs. I was to believe Stoobs was a small corgi.
So yeah, things have changed slightly. Also a person now.
Things in this world move far too quickly for my liking. Also, you're a pirate now. You look way cooler than I was anticipating, Fairy, but you have a good aesthetic going on.
Yeah, I look like a super badass now.
Okay. Alright, here's the situation. I am very tired. I've been fleeing for a long time and expending many of my spells, so I do not have the time to futz around. Here's my situation. The Mire is going to destroy everything, and it seems like the only people doing anything about it are the pair of you. I don't know why you're doing it, and frankly, I don't care. All I want to do is to stop the Mire in its tracks before it renders everything that we have into nothing but ones and zeros.
Okay, yeah.
We've decided to stop the mire too.
Good step. This is really refreshing. You must forgive me. I've brought up these concerns with the vile lord a few times, and I have been dismissed out of hand every time. So it is refreshing to see somebody who is taking matters seriously for a change.
I mean,
Maybe
isn't it
he's
in
not
this-
awakened. If he's not awakened, he wouldn't understand, right?
He has shown an awareness that suggests that he is quite aware of what is happening around him, and yet he still does not act for reasons I cannot fathom.
I mean, he's coded to be pretty arrogant, isn't he?
I suppose so. It's hard to
Kind
see
of
where such
stupid
things
too.
drop.
Like, I mean, the Lightsworn heroes get to beat him, and like that's his whole shtick. Like, that's the whole thing.
I don't know. That never really transpired. It all seemed so much easier long ago, and ever since things have just got more and more complicated, more and more fog, blurring the lines, as it were.
Okay, so I guess what's your plan going forward, other than just, I don't know, teaming up with us? I mean, do you want anything out of this other than just to stop the mire? Like,
She says, if the mire is not stopped, then everybody is doomed. There will be nothing but oblivion. It should be the mission of everybody in this landscape to be doing everything they can to stop it, although I understand for some people they are not quite at that level yet, you could say. And as for what I want, and then suddenly you feel a familiar energy in the air and see that flash of fast travel energy that you're used to seeing,
oh,
and
no.
then in a flash, wearing her bright orange armored hazard suit with her big spectacles and really poofy frizzy hair, the scientist appears once again before your eyes, and she says, "You're both alive! Oh, I'm so happy! I was sure the mire was gonna eat you. I tried my best to get you out of there, but it seemed to kind of not keep working again and again and again. But hey, you're back. You're alive. That's wonderful." Hi.
Okay, so why is it trying to eat us?
You know, isn't this just the most interesting thing? I have no idea. It's just captivating. The Maya has now it seems to have some kind of keen awareness, some kind of intelligence. It's no longer simply just a chaotic force as I imagined initially. It was definitely targeting the two of you, and I find that just a wonderful development.
I don't find that a wonderful development. I find that a not good development. Being targeted isn't very fun.
Oh, certainly not. I imagine from your end it was absolutely terrible. But from my end, oh, the things I can learn, the data I'm gathering, it's really fantastic. And you're both
You
alive.
should raise your empathy stat.
Ah, yes, the old empathy stat. And then you see the scientist kind of like wistfully looks off and then suddenly sees the Wicked Witch just standing there. And suddenly the scientist's face just kind of goes kind of set for a second. And she just goes, "Oh, hello, Meredith." And the Wicked Witch just says, "Sire."
Do you know each other?
They both look at you at the same time and go, "It's complicated." And then
Kind of complicated.
the Wicked Witch, quickly changing the subject, says, "Looking into this whole Maya thing too, are you?" And the scientist says, "Yep, things have been getting real wacky around here, so I've been doing my best to look into it and see how we can stop this terrible hell apocalypse from happening. It's been very interesting. I've been to so many strange places. I've got this new crowbar that I love. Really, really, really interesting. How have you been doing, Meredith?" And the Wicked Witch just kind of like goes, "You know, I've been better. I've been better." And the scientist kind of looks to both of you and just goes, "Okay, so here's the thing. I have some news about the whole Maya fight in general." She kind of pulls up a little sort of cobbled together device from out of a pocket that you don't see. And she says, "So according to my data, in terms of stopping the rift bleeds, this is going extremely well. The Maya's integrity is dropping, its power is dropping. It is still growing, however, which is a bit of a problem. However, I do believe that through progress that you and other people I have recruited have been making in closing these various rift bleeds, it has had a very tangible effect on the Maya Tempest itself. And while it's still growing and eating everything around it, it does seem to be getting slightly less strong. So That's good. Let's keep doing that. Let's keep making it weaker so that we can eventually find a way inside that thing to sort of take it out from the inside. At least that's how I think it's going to go. We'll see. Still need
We
more
have
data.
to go in it?
Oh, yes. Oh, absolutely. Yes. And
Oh.
according to my leaderboards, you two have currently closed the most rift bleeds so far. So first, congratulations. Second of all, it probably means you're going to be the ones who will have to volunteer to go inside and sort of sort everything out. Don't worry though, if we close more and more of these rift bleeds, it will get easier, so we'll just keep doing that. Good news as well. Well, mixed news again. On this very landmass that we find ourselves on, by the way, I don't know how you got here. You really went across the world with your little trip, as it were, but you are nowhere near where you left off. On this landmass alone, there are 2 rift bleeds that I'm currently reading, and we need those closed as soon as possible. So go do what you do, as it were, and sort those out. Okay, great.
You should say please.
I will make a note of this. Thank you.
I mean, we could just straight up stop helping you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then the world gets destroyed. All right, well, I'll have to just make a counter to this. Okay, so these recruits are off, so I'll have to find some new ones. Let's see, who is the other person? The priestess? Yeah, she'll do okay. The town guard. Oh, he
Or
died.
you could just, say please. That's probably easier.
And the Wicked Witch kind of speaks up and goes, "She gets like this sometimes. I wouldn't let it get to you." And the scientist goes, kind of just shoots a look towards the Wicked Witch and says, other problem that we have is that, well, you are somewhat without any way to get out of here once you do close the rift bleeds on this continent. Because you don't have a ship, nor do you have an airship. And as far as I know, those are the only ways to travel in this game. So we're going to have to find you some transport as soon as possible.
What continent are we on?
You're on the far western one. They don't have names.
That makes sense. Okay.
That's a good point.
It's home to, let's see, the Spirit Jungle, and let's see, Titan's Breath, and you got the Blazing Desert as well. A very hot kind of deal going on here.
Ew.
Okay, what is the Titans? What?
It's a volcano, don't worry about it. Okay, so
Okay.
go to these places, go close the rift bleeds, and we'll see, well, I want to run some experiments, actually. There it
Are we
is.
still supposed to be getting the orbs still?
The Wicked Witch speaks up and she says, "Now, these orbs that you're gathering, I did want to ask, what exactly was your plan with those?"
None.
I mean, so I was going to sit down at some point and, like, go through the Wikipedia and find out what the end game is with them, but
The scientist kind of
like,
takes a note of that.
we have not had downtime, so I haven't exactly been able to, scour the internet for information yet.
And the scientist grabs you by the shoulder and says, "Well, you certainly don't have any downtime now either. We have to get those rift bleeds closed as soon as possible before they devour this entire continent."
Yeah, this kind of sucks. Can you teach me how to, like, walk really fast?
Honestly,
I
just
turn into a person.
you're back into your very, very humanoid form, kind of shocking the scientist and the Wicked Witch both, and they just kind of both look at you like. The Wicked Witch says, "I usually just fly around on a broom most places," and the scientist says,
So I can't really help either. I just
"And
kinda
I fast travel, so I really just walking. It's rather straightforward. You just one foot, other one."
I'm just gonna be stuck in dog form forever. Why did I even choose the werewolf option? This is so dumb. Oh,
The scientist
I
turns.
have the skateboard. I can just scoot around on my butt everywhere I go.
That'll look funny.
The scientist turns to the Wicked Witch and says, "Now, Meredith, I think actually your arcane expertise, if you are really interested in closing the whole Maya situation, you could potentially help me figure out how to suppress its growth, because I have an idea involving your high-level spells that I think could really work now that I'm thinking about it. Yes, this could work really well." And the Wicked Witch is going, "Well, okay, fine. I suppose this is what I set out to do. However, it seems like these two need help. One of them apparently can't walk. So, Grandus, show yourself."
Oh yes.
And bursting out of nowhere, just from the smoke and shadows of this place, appears someone who looks uncannily like the assassin you both just faced down. Except instead of wielding an enchanted sort of katana blade, this one has a dreadful looking scythe. And his disposition just seems much cheerier as well.
Just as like a quick getting to know you question, how cool are you at just like murder?
I love murder.
Oh no!
It's great.
Okay, how do you feel about murdering us?
You haven't done anything yet. You after my Demi Stone?
What?
I don't-
Nobody wants your Debbie Stone. Stop asking people. Nobody cares.
No, we just met someone who looks like you who tried to kill us like 3 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Yes, that's my twin. I think they ran out of time in development, so they just copy and pasted our skin and put them in. Yes.
That
One
makes
of you
sense,
has kind
yeah.
of a red thing, and you've got kind of a blue thing. I
Yeah.
think.
Palette
Yeah, no,
swap.
Yeah.
It's fine. My sisters are like that too. Well, the ones who are real. Some of them are fake.
Oh, I'm Grandis, the holder of the Demi Stone. Secret Fort Boss 47.
Would I have heard about this?
You can go ahead and make a roll to see if you've heard of Grandis before.
This feels like something that I would have heard of, like, in a really weird, like, rabbit hole internet dive.
Why don't you roll your clever, and if it isn't satisfying to you, you can then add your stunt on top. A 4. Okay, I can straight up tell you.
Okay.
Yes, you did go down a rabbit hole. I'm just kind of like looking through who are some of the enemies in this game. This seems like pertinent information to know at some point. And you do remember Grandis, a fairly quite high level optional boss. The sort of twin brother to the assassin. If you fought Grandis, then you would trigger. You would first of all, he would drop a very rare item called the Demi Stone, which is very powerful for enchanting items. And what's more, it would unlock a sort of second phase of the assassin boss fight, where the two of them work in tandem as like these twin assassins, and the loot would be even higher. So yeah, this is what you know of Grandis, basically. Just like, oh yeah, you're kind of hard to find, but yeah, you're definitely a boss.
Yeah, you're really good. Why are you here? You're a boss. Like,
So I had like this moment where I could think for myself, and so as it turns out, I can be killed more than once, like in the same playthrough. So they would just come and kill me for the Demi Stone, and they would like go walk out of the cave and like wait like 8 minutes or whatever, and then they go back in the cave and then kill me again, and they come out and
Of
kill me
course
again.
it was a cave. It's always a cave.
we
Yeah,
have bad experiences with caves.
yeah.
You hear the Wicked Witch go, oh, I knew they were cheating. Those treacherous Lightsword heroes, is there no depth to their depravities?
Yep, they sure did. And so anyway, they were farming me for the Demi Stone, and I died like probably like 1,000 times, because you need like 1,000, you know. And I got tired of that, so I left. And yeah.
Good choice. Butts with a Z is bad, and he shouldn't have killed you that many times, or her.
I mean, not their fault. It's the designer's fault.
I mean, they decided to kill you over and over again. They could have just walked away after the third time.
That's true. But it's not like they knew I was real.
The scientist
Don't give
comes
them
up.
too many
Sorry.
excuses.
The scientist comes up and she says, okay, so here, I've set out a little course for you to go on. And she sort of holds up a sort of hologram in front of the three of you. And she says, okay, first place you're going to want to go is the Spirit Jungle. Apparently there's a nasty rift bleed there, except it's a bit sort of infrequent. I don't know why that is. Figure out what's happening there, sort that out. Then you're going to want to go over here to the big scary volcano. That's Titan's Breath. Go there. Big old rift bleed, pretty standard. You can deal with it very quickly, I'm sure. Then you're going to go deeper into Titan's Breath.
No.
Okay.
What just happened there?
There was a
You,
blip.
you cut
Did I
out
just
for a
split?
little bit.
What was the last thing I
Yes.
said?
Something about a volcano, and then
Yeah, I don't think you were interrupted that much.
and now your camera is focused on.
You
No,
got
you're
it.
There we go. Sorry, I just realized my Ethernet cable wasn't plugged in, so I plugged it in.
Oh.
So hopefully that helps. Anyway, sorry about that. Yes. So
Is he
you.
frozen?
Am I
You're
frozen?
frozen.
Oh,
I think
no.
he's frozen.
Frozen. We can hear you, but you are frozen.
That's unfortunate. Let's see if it fixes itself. If not, oh no.
Oh,
Okay,
there
good.
you are.
Yeah,
You're good.
Is
You're
it
there.
back? Okay. Hopefully that
Yes.
was just it getting on the new Ethernet cable.
it was. It was. Yeah.
All right. Sorry about that. All right. So yes, the scientist says first you're going to want to go to the spirit jungle, then Titan's Breath with a big old rift bleed inside of it. Then you're going to want to go to the bottom of the temple in Titan's Breath. There you will find a sigil stone. Step on that. It will take you to the ice temple or the glacier temple far, far, far to the north. And then from there, I want you to go even further into the depths of the temple you find yourself in. And then hopefully you'll find yourself a new vehicle to get around in.
That was so many words.
Yeah, just do all those things and you'll be fine.
Are we gonna need like special gear or something to go into a volcano?
Dunno. Tell me if you find out.
Excellent. Okay.
Ugh.
I'm gonna
Wait.
see if I can figure out why the Maya is targeting you, how it's doing that, if we can maybe suppress it, and maybe my Wicked Witch friend here can help out on that regard. And the Wicked Witch is like, oh goody, we get to work together again. Oh joy. And the scientist is like, okay, great, I can teleport, so I will just go to where I need to go right now. Wicked Witch, meet me at the center of the world. Okay, bye. And with that, the scientist disappears into a puff of fast travel smoke, and the Wicked Witch is just like, I guess some things don't change. Are you going to be
Wait,
good?
wait. So what's the deal between you two?
I will
Like, what's
never
up with
tell.
all that?
It's none of your business, fairy.
Yeah, well, it kind of is because you guys were all tense and stuff right next to me, so now I have questions.
I'm sure you'll manage to deal with it. Grandis, are you going to be okay with these two?
I think I'm fine. I've had enough of your witchy lesbian drama for a lifetime, so I think I'll be on. Oh, sorry. Was that a secret?
Yeah, because we all can tell.
Yes.
Just
You
there was
could
a history.
definitely tell.
holds out a hand and materializes a broom and just sits on it and just slowly flies away, giving a glare to all of you as she goes off into the distance, leaving the three of
Bye.
you on this cliff top. The sun is rising right now, and the sort of smoldering ruins of the Sage's Tower have now kind of the fire has gone out, just leaving this billowing smoke, and you see kind of more extensively sort of the area around you a little bit. But the day is yours. What would you all like to do?
Yeah, Grandis, do you walk?
I glide. I kind of float. I lift.
So do I!
And I just like take my cloak and I just kind of drift over. Yes. I don't think I actually have feet. I never looked.
Huh?
Yeah.
You look and there are no feet there.
Yeah, they didn't. They never drew them in.
Oh,
Wait,
no.
okay. Can I borrow your scythe for just like
The legendary scythe of death +3? No.
I just need something to help me walk, my dude.
Oh.
I used to
I
be
cut-
a
I cut
corgi,
off a
I am
tape.
now a person.
I'd like to cut off a table leg.
There was a lovely sort of bench and table set up for some sort of scenic overlook, and just immediately it gets cut off, splits off into various bits of crafting component, and you just have a sort of a stick of wood.
I'll take it. I'm gonna use it as a walking stick.
Okay, so you're currently in your human form, Stoops?
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah. I was hoping that the scientists would just feel like, yeah, we can unlock that mechanic in your brain and just.
No, that's not scientist. You need Broomtree for that.
Where are you lot from? I don't. I think. Never.
I am a pirate from the Dread Ship.
Never heard of that. Must be a low level.
Well,
thing.
I never heard of you.
Higher level. That's why.
He is pretty niche, I gotta say.
Yes. I'm super secret. You have to look me up in one of those big book guide things they sell at the stores.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's essentially what lives in my brain. It's weird.
Oh.
Yeah, so she's. I guess that, like.
Well, Farron's dead, so it can't be
Yeah.
from there.
It doesn't exist anymore.
It doesn't exist
Well,
anymore. And
well,
all my
it's not.
family speak. But it's okay because I I'm here and you're here, and this murder guy is here, so that's fine. Everything's fine. We're gonna be okay, and we're gonna fix the world, and then maybe it'll come back, and then we'll be okay. And it's fine because I met that strange alien guy, and he was like, you should find a home and a family, and I did. I found you, Stoobs, and we're a family, so it's all gonna be okay.
Oh.
I give Rosalind a hug.
You got a
Family of two.
Oh, you figured out how arms work. That's really good.
It's a work in progress. So I'm from Startown. I used to be a corgi.
Startown, that's lovely.
So very, very low level. Super low level.
As
First
low
thing
as
you
it gets,
can
one might
see.
say.
The
Yes.
starter levels, those are so important. Okay, well, what are you all getting up to? How can I help? Apparently that's something I'm doing now. Haha, I'm a hero.
You sound
We
very
don't like
enthused
that
about
word.
that.
We decided to move away from the word hero. It has so much baggage.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a proactive problem solver.
yeah.
There we go.
There we
Yes.
go.
So I guess we're heading to it was the jungle first,
The
right?
Spirit Jungle and Titan's
Spirit
Breath.
jungle. Do you know anything about a spirit jungle?
No. No. Well, I know about my cave.
You've lived in a cave your entire life.
Yeah. That is to say, I could know, but I'm not going to tell you because I think it's better for you to find out in your own way, in your own speed. Of course, I know about the spirit jungle. Yes, spirit jungle, jungle of spirits.
Ah,
It's a place with
there's a whole.
trees.
Uh-huh.
Mhm,
Uh-huh.
mhm, mhm.
So
Probably
are the spirits the trees, or are the trees their own thing and their spirits?
scholars debate about the differences between the two.
Just sitting here
Listen,
watching them.
I don't want to.
Just like
I don't want to bore you with the details.
Oh. Yeah, that's totally fine. I stopped paying attention like 10 seconds in after people talk anyway, so you're good.
I
we're
can help
working
with
on the
that.
attention span.
I can accompany you on your quest. That's what I do now. I do very good things. So, if there's a spirit jungle and there's a problem, I say we get, probably 1,500 pounds of explosives and just blow the whole thing sky high.
Oh my god, I love that idea!
Yeah.
I am,
Burn the jungle to the ground. No more jungle. Can't be a problem.
so much explosions!
Whoa. This seems a little drastic. For one thing, there's probably a lot of things that live in that jungle, and as a now person on the side of good, we try to avoid collateral damage. This has been a problem recently, but we're trying.
Right. That's a good point.
So,
Maybe we can make an explosive that just targets bad things.
Or, hear me out.
Mhm,
If once the fires burn down, or excuse me, once the forest is all burned down, they'll all just move out. No harm, no foul.
that's assuming that they survive.
What if
In
we
the
give them a
first
warning
place.
first and we just
Yes.
shout really loudly, "Good guys,
Fi-
run away!" And then we blow it up.
Fire! Fire in the forest!
Mhm.
Give them 20 seconds and then start the
Mhm.
fire.
I don't know how to explain this to you, but that is a bad idea.
Hmm.
No fire, no fire. Okay, we could try releasing a plague that annihilates all life in the forest.
Again, thinking like the bad guy.
Also, how do we make sure we don't catch the plague?
That's
Oh,
a very
true.
good
Right,
point.
That's a terrible idea. Okay, we start killing at random, instilling a
What?
culture of fear.
Okay,
a really
we're
long
getting
time.
closer, but
Have you ever done a good thing before?
Oh, did I get it?
Good.
wrong?
Define good. Good. That's the problem I'm having. Good. How? Do you have a? How do you?
How do you do something good? Something
Yes.
good is like, if you see a cat and you're just like, you pet it and you're like, oh, I'm glad you're having a good day. That would be a good action. A bad action would be kicking the cat. So we're
Oh.
not going to do that.
Oh, you can't kick the cat.
No, you can't.
I rescued the Wicked Witch.
That was a good thing.
That was a good thing. You did very good there.
I didn't know she was behind the ogre when I killed the ogre, but technically I did rescue her.
That counts. You can be accidentally good.
Oh, good. Well then. All right, so we're not killing and instilling a culture of fear. We're not doing a death plague. We're not doing a fire. Ooh.
So
What about
you-
destabilizing the
Uh-huh.
existing government there, thereby causing a famine that suppresses any resistances?
So, the thing with that is that's gonna take a really long time.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm all out of ideas, so you just tell me what you want to do.
Okay, so I admire your enthusiasm and your love for explosions. Normally, what we do is we walk there, and then we see what problems are, and if something tries to kill us, we kill it first, and then we continue walking and we help people who need help. Plans are like hard. So my philosophy is don't.
in general, we are kind of just making this up as we go along. But typical standard procedure is, yeah, you get there, you kind of see what's happening, because we don't have information on like what the Rift Fleet is doing. If anyone there would be able to help us. Like, is this jungle gonna try to kill us the minute that we set foot into it, or are we gonna get like possessed by ghosts? Like, what's
Got it.
going on with that? So like, we just need more information at this point. And my primary form of information kind of destabilizes the world a little bit. So we're trying to ration that. So right now we're kind of just aiming for like first person experience.
Right. Okay. So we should get there
Mhm.
first.
Yes.
And then we'll get the information.
Yes.
And
By
By looking with eyes.
whose eyes?
Our eyes.
you're out.
Oh, right. Yes. Okay. Yes.
With
Can
our
you
enemies
see through other
freshly
people's
gorged
eyes?
eyes.
I'm a villain. I can do whatever I want. I used to be a villain. Sorry, old programming.
Yes,
You're doing good. I believe in you. And I think I'm gonna stand a little bit further over here. Just for like so I can see more of this angle. It has nothing to do with you specifically. Don't worry about it.
We'll do the walking first and then see how that goes.
Yeah, we can walk and talk and kind of figure out things as we go.
Who's playing the Death March?
What?
My theme
What?
song. Lots of
How does it
organs.
go?
Ba, da, 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 pff, da, pff, da, that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, I can do it. Ba da 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 da
And
da
then-
da da da
Da, pff, da, you know, to let them know that they're fighting.
da. Boom da, boom boom boom.
Perfect.
Boom 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 boom.
And so, with this mighty march, you all begin
Just start going.
walking in the direction you hope is the direction of the spirit jungle. And as you do so, for you, Stoobs and Rosalind Stoobs, as you're kind of like pulling yourself along with the aid of the stick, and
I'm
maybe
getting any better at walking.
yes, you
This
are.
is kind of okay.
You see a little thing that says walking increased to 2.
Hey!
And you can even like use your skateboard to help you go along as well if you need to. But as you're moving along, you start to initiate overworld travel, which you've done a couple of times at this point. For you, Grandius, this is quite a new experience because the entire world is shrinking around you as you grow to a ginormous size, and the three of you are now just stomping across this landscape, leaving no damage as you do so, but you can now see much more of the area and landscape around you as the three giants start making their way to the north of this realm.
So, what made you want to be like a good guy? Like, you know, you had your awakening, but like, some people still stay evil.
Right.
Your
Like
brother.
your brother.
Oh, did he? Yes. Well, here's the thing. I think he won more than he lost. Like they didn't. he was good. Like, he was an assassin, right? So I think mostly what happened with him is he'd like leap out and be like, "Ha!" and then they die or whatever. Me, I just kept losing. I had like a really good, like, they really set me up. Like, I have like powers and I could do really cool stuff. I've got a really good scythe. The problem is, by the time the Light Swan heroes would get to me, they'd be like, level 99 or whatever, max stats, everything. And the developers just, they didn't plan for the late game. So I was just completely overwhelmed and they'd farm me. So I died about 1,500 times or something like that. So I figured, if I try being good, I'd win more.
So this is just about personal gain and not actually helping people?
Yeah, absolutely. What? Of course.
I respect that. My motivation is primarily selfish as well.
Is there other kinds of motivation?
I don't know, Stoops. You're the smart one.
Yeah, so there, I mean, this could get into a very deep theological debate, or not necessarily, just like, philosophical in general, not necessarily tied to a specific religion. It's just an overarching question of morality. But like, some people just do good because they want to help others, and they don't want to see suffering in the world.
I love the image of Stoobs in any downtime that you have, just kind of like being on philosophy forums, just like little Stoobs
Just
avatar.
Like, what is nihilism?
Why do I exist? What is existence?
Aristotelian logic.
And honestly, like, why if you want to lessen, you definitely want to lessen suffering. It's not really much fun, all the crying and the wailing. Despair, on the other hand, is much more subtle.
Is it?
Yes, like, when people are in despair, they're quiet. When people suffer, they're usually louder, so.
Oh. So how do you make someone dispirited over suffering?
Rosalind, let's put it this way. You were despairing when you found out that your family was...
Yeah, that was really... But I feel like I was kind of loud, right?
I mean, that's kind of your personality in general. Like, you're a very bubbly person.
Right, so wouldn't that equal suffering, though? If suffering is the amount of volume?
Also, like... I mean, like... Yes,
Pretty sure that's how that works.
You were suffering, but you were also kind of in despair. Like...
Can you be both? And I turn to the assassin. Oh, okay, well then I was definitely both.
Like, it's not a good time.
No, I didn't think it was a good time. I was just curious about how you classify it. Also, pirates occasionally do bad things, so I have to know.
That's true. I mean, how much are your people actually stealing?
Bluebell stole a book.
Wow. Dangerous stuff.
You see that as you're moving along, there is kind of, as you cycle through and within the draw distance relative to all your characters, there is a edge of jungle land, of this heavy forest, that as you get closer, immediately you can see there is a very small patch of it, and then complete desolate blankness, where a huge jungle should be, but there is nothing but stumps. Hundreds and thousands of stumps.
I think it already got burned down.
Yeah, someone beat us to it.
This isn't a good thing. This is a physical representation of desolation and despair. Look at this.
I know it's
Shine.
beautiful. It's gorgeous. I'm just sad we didn't get to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I totally get that. As a pirate, I can comprehend this.
Yeah, you could have stolen all the trees.
I could have stolen all the trees and then I could have planted them somewhere else.
I'm a little worried about you two. Not gonna lie. But we'll save that for another day. Okay. I would like to go see why there's no trees.
Okay.
We're just gonna tap that
You'll,
down.
you can see from your sort of overworld travel view that this jungle is meant to be massive. It's meant to cover most of this continent, and there are just small patches, small slivers of it left. The rest of it has been completely deforested, and there is just nothing between the stumps. It is just dirt as far as you can see. You can see that there's sort of a coastline somewhere far in the distance. There's the volcano that you'll need to go to eventually, and there seems to be a village further kind of to the northeast that looks like it was once sort of surrounded by jungle, and now it is just standing on its own. And it looks like half of the buildings are either ruined or have been broken somehow, or are just missing. There are just kind of blocks of foundation where something should be, but there's just nothing.
This is bad.
Yeah, I bet it was a lot prettier when it actually had nature and stuff. You know what? I have a couple seeds from Faerun, and I'm gonna do a pirate thing. And since I took them, I'm gonna put them somewhere else in this ground right here.
Okay,
It's a nefarious plot of mine.
so Rosalind buries her treasure,
Anarchy.
pops it into the ground, leaving some of those Faerun seeds there. Who knows how long it will take for that to bear fruit, but you do see a little indicator say farming increased next to your head.
There we go. Now that I've done my evil pirate deeds, we can move into the town.
Like, do I hear any people? Do I see any people?
It is eerily quiet. Even the sort of chippy, chirpy music in this place, it just seems defeated and down low from its surroundings having been completely destroyed like this.
So this is despair then, because it's quiet, yeah?
We've moved into desolation.
Oh.
Yeah.
And how did we get there?
Well, okay. When the trees were being cutting down, that's despair. Once they're all
Oh.
gone, that's desolation.
Oh.
Yes.
So it's the lingering effect. So it's like a status effect.
Yes.
I
Neat.
don't know if you can clear this one though.
I don't think I can, but maybe I did a little bit by planting more seeds.
It's an environmental status. When you're in here, you'll have desolation. Minus 50 to courage. I'm gonna try to swing where a tree is. I'm like, they could be invisible, and I'm gonna swing my scythe where the stump is.
Nothing.
Not only they're invisible, but they're insubstantial trees.
Hmm.
Stoobs, you notice that as you're kind of sniffing around this area, there are...
I'm a person right
Oh, sorry, you're Old habits die hard.
Oh, exactly. Yeah,
now. I am a werewolf, so I could just be crouching down and just like sniffing the air.
As you
I
are
guess.
surveying the area through the method you think is most appropriate, you notice that beyond the silence, beyond just kind of the lack of any substance of anything around here, the only other thing that really sticks out to you is that there are very simple torches that have burnt out at this point, that have just been staked into the ground, just kind of forming channels through what was once this beautiful, lush jungle.
Does it look like something that does it match kind of the village, the burned down building, or not?
It's really hard to say. You can roll a clever to see if you can make any sort of connections.
Because I want to see if these were crafted by someone who came in and they were using them to light their way as they were removing the trees,
Sure.
or if this was something that was here before.
Okay.
Where is my sheet? The 2.
It's a bit tricky for you to tell. You think based on sort of their spacing, they seem to be cutting sort of direct lines through what would have been the jungle. So you do believe they came either during the deforesting process or after it. You do not
Okay.
think there were preset pathways that followed this beforehand.
And are they leading to the village, or some?
There's a couple of routes that lead that way too, but they kind of lead in various directions.
Okay, so someone was definitely here and they were lighting their way. Don't know where they were going.
I mean, we could go ask the villager and be like, yo, where's all your trees? Tell us.
I don't know if there's anyone in there.
Oh, well then maybe we can go and steal their stuff, because pirates.
I mean, I would like to go see if there's any clues, but okay.
Yeah,
One
that too.
Okay.
Okay, so heading to the village?
Yes.
Okay, you head through this kind of just utterly barren area of jungle, and you make it to what remains of the village. And when you get here, it seems like a ghost town. You do not see anybody around. There is nobody here. It is hard to say exactly what happened, but you just see a bunch of buildings abandoned, some half destroyed, and some, like I said, that it seems like they were there and have just been out of existence.
Does it look like someone was harvesting for like crafting or something? Like we've seen,
Or more like mire stuff where they'll just
Yeah.
bloop things away.
It does feel cold here, however.
Oh.
which this place is supposed to be like tropical.
Yes.
Huh?
Hey, Grandis, have you ever seen anything like this? Or heard of any? I guess.
Yes. All the time. Let me tell you
Really?
all about it. Yes. I'd like to actually see if I know.
Please do. Yeah, go ahead and roll clever and see if anything like this.
Oh no!
Yeah, I sure do have a -2.
No, that's your.
-2?
I believe your careful is -2. Your clever is.
Oh,
better
that's
than
right. Yeah,
So I
my
think-
clever
Oh,
is-
you're bad and careful too. I have a -1.
If
No
you would-
wonder we're friends.
If you would like to carefully consider what's going on, you could try that too.
No,
But this sounds like a straight up sort of recalling
Yeah.
thing situation.
There you go.
Alright, so 2.
2.
You have definitely heard of things along the lines of, great spells from legend that were said to sort of, destroy cities and blast holes in the landscape. None of that looks like what this is. This seems very sort of like rapid deconstruction almost. And you sort of think longer about what this could be, and you honestly can't say. And Stoops and Rosalind, as you go to kind of ask Grandis what is for information about this, you do notice that directly behind him there is sort of this little very classic-looking white-faced ghost just floating behind him, just going.
Spooky, spooky, spooky.
Yes, I'm very spooky.
No, behind you.
Turn around.
I dramatically turn around.
With a flourish and with your cloaks billowing around, you come face to face with this tiny little ghost. Hello.
No, ghost maybe friend! Ghost maybe friend!
Oh, okay.
Hi.
Hello.
What's your name?
Moza.
Moses.
I'm Rosalind. I'm a pirate.
Hello.
I'm Stoops.
Hi.
I am Grandis.
Ooh. Are you here to help?
What do you need help with?
The block chopper.
The block chopper?
Terrible
Is it
monster.
how all the trees are gone?
It eats them. Every night it comes out and it devours everything in its path.
Where are all the people?
They fled. The block chopper started attacking this village and so they ran away, and now I'm only here because I'm a little sapling in the corner over there.
Wait,
So
so,
the spirits are trees.
and they're killing all of the spirits. Oh my god. Okay. Question. If we pick up your sapling, like roots and all, will you be like? Can we keep you safe, kind of a thing?
I don't
And
know.
when it's safe, we can transplant you back.
I
think-
have worked with flowers in my memory and trees. What does it say in my brain?
Clever roll, please, Rosalind.
Uh-oh.
It's okay. I'm worse at careful.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh no. Oh no. Trees are big.
There was one tree
Oh.
sprite on Faerun, and nothing here is familiar to you.
Oh.
Our trees are sparkly. None of these have sparkles, and I'm not trained in non-sparkly plants.
I think as long as my tree is not dead, then it should be okay. I can't say the same for my family.
I'm sorry.
It's rough.
Can
Okay,
you
I'm
help?
gonna.
There's still some trees left. It's not all lost.
Yeah, we can help. Can
Do
you
you
tell
know-
us what the block chopper looks like?
Not really. There's quite a dark figure that moves through the night, and I didn't really know what was happening until it was too late. I think
Which
some people.
direction?
They come from a different place, I think, every night, and they just come here and devour everything they can.
Oh boy.
They work frighteningly quickly.
Is it just one thing, or is it like multiple
I never considered it, but
people?
as far as I'm aware, it's only one.
Okay.
Okay, so what if we make a really big statue and then make it a trap, right? We'll just like put a bunch of stuff right there so we'll come to it. And then we ambush it and jump out and we're like, yeah, you're gonna be chopped today, block chopper. Cause
We fill the statue with explosives.
yes, we do that. I have bombs.
I feel like this can be a place where explosives can play a role in a fairly safe and controlled manner.
So we make a statue of explosives and we explode it when it tries to get it.
But it has to be or not necessarily a statue, but like something that is going to find appealing.
A tree?
We need a tree of explosives. I can make vines. Can I make a tree? I've never tried to make a tree.
I think there's gonna be the problem here that if you make a tree here, it's probably gonna contain a spirit.
No, because it's mine. It's not theirs. It's mine.
These trees grew from the bones of my ancestors, so
Oh
Once-
my god!
once they were chopped down, their spirit had nowhere else to go.
Oh, that's really sad.
Oof.
That was a
Oh.
very depressingly metal thing to say.
It was very metal.
Really glad.
Wow,
really
these
glad we
trees
didn't go with any of
grew,
my
grew
plans.
from the bones of my ancestors. I'm gonna need to process that for a second.
Okay, so how do we feel about the trap? Because we could just make the trap and then sleep until it's dark and then come out and get them.
We also don't know if it's gonna come for a tree or if it's gonna come for a house this time.
Well, we could make a both.
I can also take my legendary scythe of death
Sing!
and destroy the thing, eating
Mm-hmm.
it in single combat.
Okay, so looking.
What if we put bombs on your scythe?
I like that idea less.
Oh.
How did you come up with the name Block Chopper?
I don't know. That was the villager name for it. I heard legend from the tales they would tell around the campfire.
Okay, I wanna. What's our instability rating?
It's low right now. It is very low.
Okay. I was like, I kind of want to do a Google search, but I also don't want to like completely throw us into a separate world, another dimension. Okay, so I would like to do a search for like farming simulators.
Okay.
See if I can find anything that matches this description. I feel like
Sounds
this
good.
is a very vague search, so it might be not so great.
Go ahead and roll it and add your stunt.
Harvest. Search for Harvest Moon.
5.
5 total. I am going to spend one of my fate points to
Oh, no.
invoke Blue Screen of Death on you, Stoobs.
Oh
So as you start looking up into this database, something with just the energy of the residual Maya around here seems to interfere a little bit, and as you get close to potentially finding an answer, suddenly you both see that Stoob's eyes turn bright blue, and she seems completely catatonic for a few moments.
That happens, don't worry.
And I'm going to roll for instability. A 1, so it could be worse.
Oh,
and
out of
Stoobs,
it.
you quickly
Am I
snap
going
out
to
of
be
it.
for like the Okay, so I'm like back to normal.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Moser the ghost is next to you and just like, are you okay? You look like you just got possessed, which is strange because all of the ghosts aren't here anymore.
No, something's just interfering with my ability to get information right now. I don't think I should try that again. Okay. Well, since I can't get any information on this, I guess this is the best plan that we have, is to
Bomb tree.
an explosive monument.
So I have been really working on putting magic and bombs together. So I think
Really? What
I
coincidence.
have. It's my new specialty. So I think
Rosalind has accidentally become a bomb mage.
I have. It's not on purpose, but I love it. So I guess I'm
Honestly, Candace, I
gonna
think you're trying
attempt
to
to
find
make
us
a
a
bomb
present.
tree, probably with my special magical bomb. Once per session, I can infuse magic into my bombs, affecting a larger area of effect.
Ooh. You can
boy.
make many bomb trees if that's the case then. How many would you like to make?
I would like to employ Stoob's help in making sure I don't hit any of the things that are still alive and
Okay.
getting a radius.
Okay, so this is quite cunning, so you can roll clever for this if you wanted to. It's also a bomb, so you can roll forceful if you would like. It's also a trap, so you can roll careful, but I don't think you want to.
I think I'll
and
go with forceful.
Sounds good.
Does she get a boost because I am assisting?
Yes, so you can get a +2 to this from your
That's a
allies.
5.
Excellent. Then yes, in invoking your kind of magic bomb prowess, you get to work infusing so many bombs over the next day, effectively, and you just create a beautiful field of these jungle trees of various different types that would be very enticing, you assume, to somebody who was looking for a tree to, destroy or devour or whatever it was. And it's almost beautiful were there not so much just explosives next to everybody.
Like, it's nice. It would have been nice if we didn't know what was inside of them.
Like, as a form of self-expression, it's really very beautiful. It's a lovely art piece. But yeah.
I'm very happy with this. I made a field of my soul.
I think this is terrific. I think we got what we wanted. I don't want to say anything, Stoobs, but in the end, we kind of went with my plan.
That's only because there's literally nothing left to burn down.
Yes. In a weird way, my plan would have been the worst because there was nothing to burn down, but then it turned out being the best because there was nothing to burn down.
Should we make a sign that says "Come here"?
I feel like that might be a little too, like, that takes
Can't
away-
read.
Oh, yeah. I guess I would take the point away if they can't read.
I'm picturing, you know what? You know what I'm picturing? Like this big, like metal thing with gnashing teeth that rolls and turns and moves. Like a big machine. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Maybe we should dig like a hole then and cover it.
This has machine boss vibes.
So there should be like a hole so it falls into it then? Like right
No.
before the explosives?
I mean, I'm not digging a hole. I don't do manual labor, so.
I mean, yeah, this would basically just be me digging a hole, wouldn't it?
For a puppy
Because he
digging.
doesn't do
form
manual
now.
labor, and she is a tiny little fairy. Okay. And we don't know how big this thing is, so it would just have to be like just a massive, for lack of a better term, even though this, implies several war crimes, a punji pit.
Oh dear.
So
I like that we're doing the digging after we've set up all the bombs.
I mean, if it falls in the hole, then it's gonna defeat the purpose of the explosions.
No,
where
I
it's
thought,
supposed
okay,
to
so
kind of-
I figured the explosions would come first and then it would roll through the explosions and if it survived, it'd fall in the hole.
Okay, that makes more sense. I thought we were putting this like before it. But okay, yeah.
You could like
No,
stand
no.
behind the big hole away from it. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Yeah.
This would
Yes.
be like our last line of defense if the explosions don't work.
No, we're the last line of defense. That's the middle line.
Okay, that's true. All right. So looking at this, I don't know. Like Stoops does not know how big this thing is.
Mhm.
So actually, are there any tracks?
In Phantasia, they can't render that without the game breaking. Are you-
True. That's very true. I was like, maybe I could guesstimate this. I basically. Okay,
That's
so
2 console cycles, generation cycles
Yeah.
away.
okay, so just kind of guesstimating, based on how size works in Phantasia, going up against a giant mechanical boss. If I were just to make a giant pit, how much time would that take me?
I mean, it was the start of the day when you started coming here, and
Mhm.
Rosalind's taking time setting up things, and if you're waiting until night, you have a very long time to make preparations and to rest and to do whatever you need to do.
Okay. So then I am going to. I'm assuming that there's no like shovels, but I'm also wondering if this would just go faster in dog form.
You're gonna be a big wolf, right? So that would probably
Yeah.
go faster. And I could try to use my sizing glitch to get tall enough to hold the shovel.
Can we clarify one more time what kind of werewolf forms Stoops has? Is it wolf and human, or is it like wolf and then like a hybrid form and then a human?
Oh, yeah.
I
like
didn't
a-
even know that like an in-between version would be an
Yeah,
option.
like
I
a
thought
classic
this was just-
werewolf.
Okay, the way that I was thinking about it was that like she was just a human and then just like wolf. Like there's just like a puff of smoke and then boom, she's a dog.
Entirely up to you.
Man, being like something in between would give me a lot more combat flexibility. like, mm. I feel like at the moment of creation, that is not what I was thinking of. So I feel like it would be a little.
At the moment of creation, the option would also been spelled out for you on the character
Oh,
creation screen
yeah.
as well. So
Didn't exactly give me a long time to think.
I know.
about
I'm
it,
sorry.
but-
It's like I said, it's entirely up to you. Whatever you want.
Sure, we'll say that she can like go at an in-between state.
Got
I
it.
guess. So
What if there's a glitch where you can kind of go at any point in the in-between state?
so it's just like, okay, I just want the claws. There's just like a weird pixelated effect. Boop. and just like- okay. So yeah, I'm gonna spend a fate point to invoke werewolf
Hell yes! Ow!
to dig a pit. What would this be?
This is forceful,
Okay.
and
this
you can
could be
go ahead
bad.
and add a 2 or reroll if you'd like.
Let's see. Well, that is a -1, so I'm going to.
You somehow made a mound, but no hole.
That is a straight up 0.
So digging a pit isn't hard. Digging like a good trap is harder. So you effectively create a big hole in the ground that is not
It's a
very
speed
deep,
bump.
but it is something. It is difficult terrain, if nothing else. And it takes you all day.
The minorest of inconveniences.
Do you know what the issue was? It was that you still don't know how to walk yet, so like you have to figure out how to stand up and dig, and it was hard.
It was a very good learning experience.
Yes,
so I feel like I
your
probably
walking did
had,
increase
like,
to 3.
better-
Okay, so we got the hole, we got the bombs. Your other ideas were like a plague, but I feel like a plague's gonna affect us. We should probably not employ that.
Also, probably not going to affect something mechanical.
Well, our assumption is it's mechanical. If it's not mechanical, then we could plague it up. But
Don't worry. I've got a plan C.
And
ooh,
what's the plan C?
get it a
You're gonna-
hat.
You're gonna hit it with your head?
All will be revealed, and then I go away. I sneak away.
Using
It's like,
perfect
that's not how
stealth
teamwork
with
works!
nothing to hide behind in this barren expanse. Somehow, Grandis disappears.
So cool.
It's actually very impressive.
It's really impressive.
Speaking Speaking of hiding, though, we should probably have a hiding spot so this thing doesn't.
Oh. Yeah, I just was thinking bomb tree. I didn't think about where to. I guess I could hide at the village and then run out.
I guess, yeah. How close is this to like the village? Like once it gets through the gambit.
The village looks like it was set in the middle of this jungle at one point, and where you've set up your stuff in terms of relation to it and the jungle, you can be whatever you want. I assume you're putting the bomb trees near some of the current trees, but not near enough to actually explode them.
Yes.
Yes.
But you can also just put them outside the village if you want to. Really, whatever you think.
Well, maybe we just make a normal tree and hide behind that.
Isn't that what it's going for though? It's like its primary food source or whatever it's after.
Maybe we can make just a rock and hide behind it.
Honestly, yeah, that sounds right. Are there any giant boulders?
No, plenty of stumps.
What if we just make a really big stump and hide behind that?
Yeah, I feel like that might be noticeable.
You can also
Okay,
hide
but
behind
it's-
one of the bomb trees if you'd like.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
explode! I don't know how to make protective shields against bombs. All I know is how to blow things up.
Okay. Okay, maybe hiding in the village is probably our best bet, like in some half-collapsed structure or something like that, because I feel like
At the very least, you will see the bombs go off even if you're far away, so you can
Yeah.
quickly
Yeah, and then we
respond.
could just run really fast. Ooh, if we had more time, we could create a zip line and we could just zip line there. Actually,
that would have been baller, not gonna lie.
that would have been really cool because there could have been explosions while we're zip lining and it would look really awesome.
And then you just like fly in on this.
Right, and then we could have our swords out and just shoo.
Then the physics engine
Oh, well.
snaps in half from dealing with the
Yeah.
many calculations it has to make. All right.
Let's
Like
just go
that is
hide
really
in
what
this-
just breaks the game is
Is the
Cool.
zip line?
So you want to just rest up in the village and wait until this mysterious block chopper appears. Sounds good. Okay, so Roz and Stoobs, if you have any stress, go ahead and take it away. If you have a mild consequence, you can take that away too, but your moderate and severe consequences are going to stick around a bit longer. Let's see if we need to review those at all real quick. Roz, what are your consequences right now?
0.
You have none. Fantastic. Stoobs, what about you?
I have a moderate consequence called losing control.
Ah, that doesn't seem to really be applying anymore, so why don't we just call it, let's see, you just lost we didn't lose a fight, but you just, stood up to an assassin's blade, effectively. So maybe, let's see, what kind of...
Like lingering wounds, like...
yeah, let's go with that. Lingering wound.
Is that still a moderate consequence?
Yes, still the same type consequence. It's probably because, it was an enchanted blade, so even your werewolf
Oh, yeah.
vitality was not
Probably
enough to...
feels real nasty.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, so the three of you kind of poke the one bed left in this village, and immediately nighttime appears.
Well, are there the 3 of us? What happened to Gladys?
Is Grandis still just just
Grandis is always in the shadows, ready to leap.
Yep.
And this entire time, your lovely little ghost friend, Moza, is just there, just I'll keep an eye on things.
Be safe, though. We don't want anything to happen to you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I guess I'd like to take some of the rubble and just like make a little protective
Around the
thing
sapling.
around his little tree. I'm real
Okay.
concerned about this now. I'm like, oh no.
All right. It is the middle of the night when you suddenly hear a cluster bomb go off. And you see
Okay.
the night light up with explosions and smoke and craters throwing up dirt all over the place, and you all spring to action, running towards this source of things. You can see it is nighttime. There is a fresh line of torches that have been slammed into the ground, illuminating the path towards this person, this creature, this thing that is devouring these trees, or at least attempted to this time around. And currently, you can see there is a smoldering silhouette who appears to have tripped ever so slightly over Stu's hole that you created, and is now running as fast as they can away from the rest of you.
Okay, I would like to invoke werewolf and just like flat out sprint.
Okay,
Like, real fast.
you gonna give me another fate point?
Oh god, oh man, maybe I don't want to invoke this. I feel like the faster we catch them, though, the easier this will be.
Board, skateboard time.
Wolf on a skateboard. Okay, yes, we're going.
All right, Stoops,
I'm
you
giving you a point.
hop onto. Okay, give me a point, thank you. Hopping onto your skateboard. Roz, you're following in line as well. Grandis, have you appeared at this point? Or are you still cunningly hidden?
Well, so we're chasing something?
It looks like there is someone out there who is now fleeing as fast as they can. Some sort of big shape.
I'd like to run along in the shadows. I haven't made my entrance yet.
Okay, why don't you roll sneaky to see how well you remain hidden. Meanwhile, Stoobs, go ahead and roll quick to deploy yourself and Rosalind as quickly as possible.
I just really like the idea that he's running kind of like a Scooby-Doo vampire villain, where he's just like...
Correct.
That's his
Okay.
sprint animation.
Hey, that's a 4.
Okay, beautiful. And a
5.
5 for sneaky. Wonderful. You all managed to catch up to this figure, who is now still quite heavily silhouetted because all the torches there's no longer any light sources around. But you managed to keep up quite easily. You notice that they seem to grab something. There is a sort of glow of this red sparking energy that you recognize as Maya energy, and then suddenly a rift bleed opens up before your eyes, and this creature leapt in. And just as they were, it was slightly illuminated by the energies of the Maya portal. You see a creature composed entirely of cubes and cuboids, sort of donned in armor, and it slowly turns its head, and you see just a terrifying face that seems perpetually plastered on its 2D plane, and it disappears into the rift bleed.
Does
We
the
jump
rift
in
bleed
after it?
close behind it, or yeah, is it still open?
With the speed that you're going at, you could definitely follow behind if you wanted to.
I'm gonna jump in it.
Rosalind,
I'm following.
Stoobs,
Let's go.
the three of you hurtle through a tempestuous rift. As you hurtle through this red lightning tunnel, you are suddenly deposited into a new world, a new game, and you look around and everything is... Well, you're not used to high res by any means, but everything is still a bit low res around here. Very blocky. And you can see that in front of you there are two what appear to be train tracks, and you can see that this person who is now looking back to you with this horrible look on their face is now hurtling along in a minecart, and you notice there is another minecart still resting in front of you as well.
What is this?
We don't have time to consider where we are and what's going on. Just get in the minecart.
Okay.
Do you all three of you get in?
Just get in. I hope.
Okay, you all leap in. There is no room for this many people, so you're all very awkwardly just squished in together to this minecart, and then it doesn't go. It just stays stuck there. But Stoobs, you're probably the most perceptive person here right now. You notice there is a little lever next to the minecart.
Who's closest to it? Can I even reach it with this?
With your elongated, like, werewolf limb, I think you could probably brush against
Okay,
it.
yeah.
And as you click it, suddenly, your minecart shoots forward, sending you all careening along this minecart track. And you can see this terrifying figure in front of you just kind of looks back. just kind of with this perpetual look of horror on its face as it goes down, plunging sort of down this Minecraft line, and you see that you're in this big cavern filled with all these blocks all around you, and you're sort of going at the same speeds, so you're just both awkwardly staring at each other as you're going along this journey. Is there anything anybody is doing during this time?
Wow, it'd be terrible if I just threw a ball.
All right, go ahead and roll a forceful throw, Roz.
Is there anything
6.
below us? Like, are we on
6.
flat ground? Holy shit.
You are on a very flimsy-seeming wooden bridge that has these tracks on it.
This could be bad. Okay.
You see that the figure in front of you tries to slash away at your bomb to try and just defuse it before anything happens. And I'm going to spend a fate point to invoke one of its hidden aspects to get it a +2,
No.
perfectly bisecting your bomb and rendering it inert, as both its sort of its husk just falls into the abyss below you, and it just kind of looks at you like,
Maybe we can talk to it.
Can you speak?
this thing does not seem interested in speaking to you, and soon enough you can see that there is a big archway opening up before you, and you're being shot upwards out of this opening, and suddenly you are over on land, and you see a big bright sun in the sky, some clouds, a lot of water all around you, and this track that you're on is leading to a really big, what looks to be a man-made kind of island with this big mansion built on top of this big blocky mansion, and your carts are both careening straight towards it. Anybody else doing anything?
Brandis, what was plan C?
Well, I was gonna leap at it with my scythe.
I mean, that's an option.
Yeah! I'll leap at it with my scythe.
Okay, this is one a heck of a distance, so go ahead and roll a forceful
Oh my God.
to leap and try and attack this thing.
I was trying to go against the group's plan when I did this. Alright.
Oh,
Don't
boy.
have to. Like, I don't feel obligated.
I mean, we're all kind of like,
So
it's
one-
either blowing things up or close quarters combat, so we're kind of just at this really weird juncture.
It's a 1.
It's a 1. Okay. This thing does not see you coming, does not expect such a brash maneuver, and is taken by surprise. You leap out, and you bend forward and slash at this thing, and you just nick the edge of this thing's minecart, which just sends it shooting up into the sky, spinning round and round and round. You faceplant onto the tracks and just start rolling comedically forward, quickly decelerating as you do so. And you see that this person that you just launched out, they definitely got damage from that, as did you, unfortunately. So I'm going to give you 1 point of stress. So take off your first stress box, and this person just kind of like falls and smashes through one of their mansion windows and disappears. Meanwhile, Roz and Stoobs, you are continuing on your cart, and it enters kind of this sort of secretive basement area of the mansion, and suddenly comes to a stop. And you are in a well-lit, very blocky mansion interior basement. And for Grandis, you were able to kind of like quickly follow with the last few steps on the tracks as well.
Okay, so hear me out. It's through the top window. We could just come back that way and then vine our way up to the top window and follow that way.
You suddenly hear, Rosalind, the sound of a
What?
and a meow and a meh and a ooh.
I think I know what one of those noises are.
But they happen with an eerie frequency, like clockwork. Just suddenly, meow, bah!
I don't like it.
This is disturbing.
This is creepy.
It's coming from somewhere in this basement.
We investigate that? should we deal with the freaky person with the frozen expression and the strange block head?
I don't know. What do you think, Grandis?
Let's follow the strange noises. That thing with the blocky head was weird.
That's very true. Let's. Okay, let's just.
And besides, I sent them like flying. There's no way they survived that.
They survived like 20 bombs.
Yes, but 20 bombs plus a heavy fall.
That's true. That sounds like math.
We've gone up against some pretty beefy villains, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But you never
I'm a
had
little
Grandis by your side.
That's also true. Whoa!
Dun, dun.
Dun 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 dun.
In
dun,
this world,
dun,
the
dun.
music that accompanies you is just some delightful piano. Do, 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 do.
To be clear, I've never played Minecraft before, so I have no idea what is happening, both
Cool.
in character and out.
Same.
Listen, if my references required everybody playing it, then there would be very few references in this game.
Okay.
So
I-
yeah, let's
I
go to the
guess-
noises.
Yeah, we'll check out the creepy, abnormally regular animal noises.
You maneuver your way through this basement area, and there's a number of corridors and doors, and it's all very ostentatious, very elegant as these blocky things can be. And you move closer and closer to these sounds that get more and more frequent and horrifying the closer that you get to them. And soon enough, you open up a door, and you see what appears to be death machines. And what I mean by that is there are animals, there are monsters, there are people that are constantly spawning and then falling into death traps, and then whatever they drop that pops out of them gets suctioned away and popped into a box. And this keeps happening. Something spawns, it gets killed immediately, its goods get swept away, and it repeats. And
It's
the
terrible.
sounds are horrific, and the sights are horrific.
I feel like I'm seeing something that should not be seen by any living being.
You should stop
Um,
it. We need to slice it. We need to slice all the bad machines away.
Sure.
Oh.
You go to slash at one of these big contraptions, and it makes like a slight dent in one of the pieces of it, and then the dent slowly goes away.
That's never happened before.
Hmm.
Can I
Stu's
punch it?
internet. You gotta Google this.
Okay.
Wait, Stu, what did you say?
All right. I was asking, can I punch it?
You can punch it if you like. So when you punch it, it's very much similar effect of like it gets damaged and then goes away. If you continuously
Okay.
punch it, however, it slowly fractures until a piece of it breaks off. And you break kind of a bit of the outer casing of one of these death machines.
Okay, so we just
You
gotta
just
hit
have to
over
keep
and over. Okay.
Yeah, you have to pick away at it.
Look how boring.
You say as you go to liberate so many dead and
We're all
dying
just like,
creatures.
ah, ah, ah.
Soon enough, you break the majority of the machines down here, and immediately from within, every time you free a creature or from one of these machines, it spews out about 20 or so of them, as though they were stacked on top of each other, just cramped, getting slaughtered and respawning again and again and again. And you have now since freed these things. There are now dozens of chickens, cows, sheep, pigs, human beings, zombies here and there. The human beings have like these big noses and just kind of go to and go, "Meow," and they just start kind of milling about looking for a way out. They do not seem awakened at all, as neither does anything in this room does.
I can, knowing the technique that we know now, can I like make a hole in the wall for them to escape through?
Yes.
Like, go be free, my children.
It takes a long time. It seems like the exterior of this house is built out of something very stable. But eventually you manage to chip your way through and kind of just go, yeah, out.
Let go!
And suddenly all these chickens, all these cows, all these people, all these zombies slightly trying to eat them at the time, just kind of spew out of this room. And eventually it is silent. You do notice, however, that in the process of breaking all these machines, one of them used lava, and now that lava is just bloop, 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 slowly growing. Bloop.
Oh,
That's not
Oh.
good.
Well, that's not my house.
That's true. Let's leave.
yeah, honestly, this could be beneficial. But I think we should get out of here before we are
Lava.
magma.
Yeah, but hey, we did something good. This is a
We
good
did
thing.
do something good.
I'm not too sure about those zombies that we released in the wild. But yes, on the whole, I think this was a good act.
Cut to one of the zombies definitely eating one of those other NPCs down there. Just,
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Roslyn does not notice this.
Yeah, Grandis is just like staring off in the distance behind and like
Ooh.
sees the human get eaten.
This is a good
Like,
thing.
yes, the circle of life.
Well, time to leave until we
They quickly rise as their own zombie later, so it's fine.
released a zombie plague into the world.
You wanted to release
We got
I will
the
say-
explosions.
You say into the world, when you actually look out the hole that you created inside of this house, it was, you only kind of caught a glimpse of this on your way on the minecart here, but there is nothingness for everywhere around you. It is just blue ocean, and it seems like every other thing has been swept up and processed.
This
We should-
is...
Probably get to the top and figure out what's going on with Scary Blockface.
I mean, he can't go anywhere other than back the way we came, so yeah, let's go. Let's end this. This is terrifying. Is this what's gonna happen to our world if, like, the mire eats everything?
Oh my god, that would be terrible.
Just void? Okay, let's go.
You go through this mansion. Are you just gonna try and find your way to basically get as high as you can? Are you gonna jump outside and use vines? What's your
I think
method?
if our goal is to just go to the top, Vines is gonna be the fastest, and then we can
Yeah.
avoid the flowing lava. In fact, if we want, we could just make the lava even worse, and then climb to the top and push
Just
it
wait
down.
for the top of the building to come to us.
So we just push him into the lava.
How is it that we have done pretty much every single plan that Grandis has had, except we did not mean to?
We've got the explosions, we've got the plague.
Setting things on fire. Oh my god.
We're the good guys.
Oh man. To be fair, this guy did come into our world and just kind of mess everything up. So
That's right. You had it coming, really.
Right. So
Just-
fire. So what's our plan?
I like the idea where
Um.
we let the lava rise and then we just bloop.
Okay. We'll go with
So I
plan
guess we go
lava.
figure out a way to make the lava worse.
It's tricky. It seems like it does stop at a certain point, and the physics makes no damn sense because it's clearly still
Okay.
flowing, but it only kind of like flows out to a certain distance, and then this is the lava spout now, and that's all there is of it. You
Huh.
also do notice that one of the walls in this horrible death chamber is festooned with chests that are filled with a multitude of crafting ingredients, loot drops.
Is one of them lava?
you can search through all the chests that you would like for lava.
Yeah, I guess we'll see what's there. I mean,
Alright.
if there's something useful.
Why doesn't one of you take the lead with a quick roll as you just kind of quickly looking through all these things and get a +2 from everybody helping out as well? I'll say this is quite niche, so I'm gonna say difficulty 5.
I have a quick of +3.
Get it?
So I guess I will roll. Whoa! I find everything.
An 8.
So it's 6 and 8.
Stoobs, as much of a psychopath you think this person is, they know how to organize. Everything is very neatly laid out, and is very intuitive to locate. And you quickly find there is an entire chest filled with buckets of lava.
Yes.
Certainly know how to con Mari their stash.
We'll get to
I start
Katamari next
distributing.
I guess we just make a lava pool, right? We just throw it. We just throw the lava.
I guess. How did I get? I'll throw a bucket at the ground to see how
Okay,
this works.
like a
Is the
bucket.
lava like?
Yeah, it's just in the
eating-
bucket.
Like,
No,
is
bucket's
it
fine.
eating through the floor? Though?
No.
Like the other lava.
the lava is not destroying anything that isn't one of you.
So this may not have the destructive power that we were hoping for.
You certainly made a
I
mess.
like.
A dangerous mess.
Wait, let's get one of those chickens and see if the lava will destroy the chicken.
Well,
I'm
I
pretty sure
admire.
we know that it will. We just saw it in action. Like we saw this death machine like boiling things in lava. We know that it's definitely capable of killing something. We don't need to sacrifice a random chicken.
Okay, then don't kill the chop blocker, right?
Yeah, totally. Let's just throw lava everywhere, and if not, it's kind of fun.
I will say, the lava poses danger to everybody involved.
I was gonna
No
say.
kidding.
I will say I have a -1 and careful. All I'm thinking about is lava is fun.
Let's take the lava as a last resort to destroy the chop blocker thing.
So we're gonna take it with us instead of making a pool of death to shove it in?
Well, I mean, we'd have to get it here. Well, okay, we need to find the thing first. And is that so? Wait, what? So it was just the dude. There's not anything else. So it was just this little.
It was
block
just
dude.
this one blocky dude, the block chopper.
Okay, well, we have a pretty good lava pit going already, so we just need to get him down here. If that is how you guys want to deal with this, we just need to get him to the lava puddle.
Okay, let's go find him and chop holes on the floor to push him in. We'll figure it out. We can bring all the rest of the lava too, and if it doesn't work, we can just shove it in his face.
He'll probably already be dead. I mean, I did hit him with my legendary size of death.
I
plus
feel
3.
like if he were dead, though, we would be spat out of here because that would seal the rift blade.
Oh, is that how those things work?
Yes.
That's nice.
Well,
Wait.
Kind of.
Oh.
it is. It is frustratingly
Okay.
inconsistent.
Oh well.
Yeah,
then.
it changes a little bit. Usually that's how this goes. When
Well,
there's
no,
someone who says,
Okay, Stoops, one time we got eaten, and then we transported somewhere else.
but that was when the Meyer was trying to actively kill us.
This,
Honestly, it
first
still
time-
might be. We should probably be doing this fast.
these
That's
rifts
true.
have a flair for the dramatic.
They do.
Yeah,
They do.
I like that.
They have like a +12 and flashy or something.
Whoa, Roslin's seeing way behind the numbers with that one.
Well, let's track him down then, even though he's definitely dead.
Okay, I guess, are we just gonna find an elevator right up there, or do we just take I feel like this place is a death trap.
I feel like Vine Elevator might be better, but if there's other people, then we could save them by climbing up.
That's true. There could be other death traps that we need to
Oh.
deal with.
Haven't we saved enough people? We did all that heroism just now. Aren't you exhausted?
That's kind of the gig. You know, you build up a tolerance for it. You'll get there one day.
Notice how few times you've died.
That's true. That's been nice. Okay, we're trying to get to the top of the building.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, hear me out. We just level the bottom so it just collapses.
Oh,
have to
see,
go anymore.
we could do that. If we wanted to just go to the top, I can make vines and we could just climb.
No, we destroy the base of the building. It collapses. The top is brought to us.
That seems
Also
faster.
kills anyone who is in the building that isn't the evil little block dude.
But if we don't know they're there, then it's not like we really killed them. You know?
Ooh,
XP
wait,
is
that's a
XP.
really good point. Is that how it works?
I'm leveling up either way, so I.
Wait, that's a good point. If we don't know they're there, are they really dead?
Exactly.
But they're still there.
How
But
do
we
you
don't
know?
If a bomb tree
Knows.
explodes in the forest and nobody is there to hear it, was it actually there?
Would you
Although-
like it if someone came into the place where you were being held hostage and you heard them, going on this rampage there? You're like, oh, I'm going to be saved. And then the floor just collapses beneath you and you die.
No, I didn't like it. That's why I turned to good.
Yes, so that's what we are trying to prevent.
This is like their cave.
Yes.
Okay, well, we'll try it your way, I guess.
Stoops, I'm going to give you a moral compass fate point.
Two chaotic entities. One is definitely neutral, and the other is definitely. Say, really, they're kind of both neutral.
Very goal-oriented, whatever it takes.
All right, what's the plan?
We're
Okay,
Vine
so
elevator.
vine elevator, yeah, right.
Vine elevator.
Yep.
Yes.
So you're going to
If we hear any screaming, we'll stop and we'll break in from that area. We'll listen.
Yeah,
maybe
we'll
we can.
listen through the windows.
Maybe
Okay.
we can like break little holes at every like floor and check. That way we're.
Sure. That
Okay,
sounds
yeah,
good.
yeah. We'll make like a little peephole and just be like, anyone?
So,
Okay, trapped in there.
Roz, as you engage your magic, go ahead and roll flashy to create this
Okay.
very flashy elevator that you've come up with.
This is honestly the biggest use of my magic is making elevators.
Listen, games never want you going where they don't want you to go.
It's true.
Thus, the elevator was born to overcome such things.
Okay. What did I roll? Because I'll use a fate point if I have to.
You roll a 1
Yeah, I'm gonna use a fate point then.
to invoke what and how. What is happening?
Just reckless because I'm just recklessly going up to someone's house and breaking holes in it.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. I like this. I like this. So is that a +2 or is that a reroll?
How hard is making vines in this world? Depending on how hard making vines in this world is,
It is.
might.
Your magic here is extremely limited. And what's more, any natural life is almost non-existent at this point.
So I
it's
should
quite hard.
probably re-roll then.
I'll call it difficulty 4.
Well, that didn't help out anyway.
Okay.
Okay.
So you create this vine elevator on the exterior of this mansion, and you kind of see the massive expanse of nothing but water around you as you slowly sort of raise up, little flowers getting bloomed as you go as well. There is something very at odds in this game with this kind of like natural round things that you're creating in such an unnatural blocky world. So I'm actually going to increase the instability by a little bit. We'll say one of these. Ooh. And you can feel kind of the world shaking a little bit from this unusual sort of foreign magic being introduced into it. And suddenly you find all three of you suddenly phased through the walls, and you're just kind of like stuck in the middle of the mansion somewhere. Fortunately not inside any blocks, except for Rosalind. You are actually stuck inside a block, and you're going to take a point of stress as you are slowly taking damage over time, stuck in the wall like this.
Oh god, I'll punch the block to get her out of it.
Okay, you quickly smash Roz out of there, and you kind of spring out again. You're kind of in this nice carpeted hallway at this point, but yeah, the instability really shook you and shoved you around.
The world doesn't like magic. This world doesn't like magic at all.
How high did we get up though? How many?
You
floors
got
up?
quite. You're
Floors.
about 2/3 the way up with that.
Okay.
So you
Okay,
came quite a
I guess
distance.
we're just gonna have to walk?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the. Are these guys still just floating, or are they actually having to like? How is physics of this world working with this?
Basically, if you don't have something directly under your feet, you start falling.
Okay, so they're kind of just floating and legs are not moving.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I guess you guys will just glide, but yes, we will walk.
Gosh.
And I guess we start making our way up.
Stoobs, you kind of like lead the charge, and you open up a door, and when you do so, you see that there is a big green face in front of you that just kind of looks very upset, just a... And then you just hear tss, and then an explosion happens. Stoobs, how are you defending yourself from this exploding creature that just detonated in your face?
I get. Oh, man, how do you deal with an explosion right in front of you, Thomas? How do you deal with that?
By rolling my worst stat.
I guess I will. I just kind of try to muscle through it because I feel like there's no way that I can quickly get away from it.
Okay.
Or...
Go ahead and roll your forceful as a defense against this sneaker who gets a 5. Kablam! With that roll, you're going to take 3 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it was kind of like guarding the door to the sort of grand staircase, and you can see now there is a clear path off to the roof, and you can see that as you enter this area, immediately a trap door shuts on the roof.
Oh. I
Why
feel
are they like cheating?
it also has bombs.
No fear, those are my thing.
Alright, let's do this. I will start going up the steps.
Okay, please roll a defense for what happens when a series of arrow traps shoot out at you, Stoobs.
What?
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 You hear a click, and then...
Okay, if there's an auditory warning, I feel like I could possibly do quick with that.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm just gonna, I'm gonna drop. Let's see.
Looks like you get 3 versus its 2s. In those split seconds, your werewolf reflexes kick in, and you dodge all the arrows, and the one you don't dodge bounces off your hardened werewolf frame, and you are left unharmed.
Okay, there's also traps. Maybe it's a good thing that we did not go through all the levels individually.
Okay, so,
Okay.
alright, well, you know what? Maybe the best plan is just leveling it down to 1.
I wasn't going to say anything, but I am a villain. We have the best plans. Or
You
I used
do
to be a
have-
villain. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're kind of like an anti-hero now.
I like that. Anti-hero.
When you say that, suddenly an arrow goes right next to Grandis's face, and you see the trapdoor was open a second, and it is firmly shut again.
Plan to get through this?
Okay.
To be
How
clear,
many
by the
more
way, there is a
steps?
staircase leading straight to this trapdoor on the roof.
Yeah, how many more steps do I have before I get up there?
About 10 blocks worth.
Okay, I wouldn't check for traps. as
Oh,
I go.
I did not ever expect this in this game. Go ahead and make a careful roll.
That's funny.
Careful, what's that?
I mean, I now know that he's making booby traps, so I'm just like,
You're
it's a
by no
2.
means an expert in this game, but you're good at spotting patterns, and you do notice that there is a sort of circuitry set up to something below the very last step. That if you kind of skip and hop over it, you should be able to avoid easily, but you aren't sure what's there, you just know something's amiss.
Okay, I'm gonna call back. Okay, so this one's trapped too. This step.
Okay.
Right. Okay,
Is
my
it just
plan is-
pressure? Can we just make something? Well, maybe we could just drop a bomb on the thing.
I feel like we
Actually-
should just straight up destroy it entirely.
Yeah, wait. Why don't I just try to blow it up?
Because we have to get to this idiot first.
Wait, it's just up there. Can't I throw a bomb at it?
Actually, could I? real quick, and Rosalind could maybe lob a bomb up through it.
Certainly.
I mean, that would hit the dude. Without them having to come up here.
You hear the door fly open again, and as another arrow flies towards you, Stoops, because you're standing right there. So please defend yourself against an arrow.
Is he within like grabbing distance of me?
With your werewolf, yeah, I think so.
Okay, so I'm actually gonna. Oh, this could be bad. Because it's a wickedly good roll. I'm gonna forceful my way through this and just not dodge it, but grab him.
Okay, got it. So you're gonna take the blow and exchange that for grabbing this guy. Go ahead and roll a forceful defense as an arrow flies at you from a bow.
Okay, and then I feel like quick, or is it
Quick or forceful would
for
work.
grabbing him?
We'll roll it into the
Okay.
first roll.
So that is a 4 for the forceful and a 2 for.
So you kind of, in this moment, you reach out to grab this this block chopper. You get struck with an arrow at your side, and it kind of deflects and flies up into the distance. And you reach out to grab this person, and there's a bit of a wrestling match that happens for a second, and then you both kind of tumble away, and
Oh,
the trapdoor closes, leaving Rosalind and Grandis on one side, and Stoobs on the other.
Well, there goes our one brain cell.
So my plan was to grab him and just chuck him down to you guys. Oh man.
Beast. Oh no.
I wanna. Okay, here's what I wanna do. I think.
Please.
I don't know if I can do this, but I want to try to use my smoke bomb to just advance, like
Yeah,
to disappear and appear.
love it. That's great. Is that just a stunt you can just do?
That's my once per.
Okay, so yes, you may use your smoke bomb to
okay.
just bam and appear literally anywhere you'd like to appear. So where does a puff of smoke suddenly appear in this world?
I would like to appear wherever above us, where we're trying to get to.
Okay,
Yeah.
for perfect scythe dropping
Yeah.
location. So Roz, suddenly you kind of look over to Grandis like, hey, what are we going to do? And then just he disappears into smoke.
Yes.
This is fine. This is fine. I'm so small. So big.
Oh man.
Are you doing anything, Roz?
Not yet. I think immediately she's just kind of like, everybody left me.
Oh, no. Okay. We'll cut to the roof where Block Chopper has an enchanted sword that he is now furiously just slashing at you like a maniac, Stoobs. So why don't you and he exchange attacks and defenses? So why don't you roll attack first? I
Alright.
assume you're just slashing with your forcefulness.
Yes.
Love it.
That is a 3.
Okay. Versus a 3, 0 damage.
Ugh. Okay.
Ting, ting. It hits this kind of silver armor that this creature is wearing.
If I
What are you?
if I appear in smoke like behind the thing, I'd like to make a slash at it.
Got
That's
it.
super cool.
Real quick, let's just roll for your defense as well, Katie.
Okay.
Stoobs, rather.
I'm gonna tuck and dodge. That's a 0.
And that's a 5.
Oh no.
Remember, anybody can spend a fate point at any time on any roll, if you can justify the aspect you're invoking.
Not in this room.
Oh man, actually, you know what? I feel desperate enough. I feel like Stoobs is at the end of her rope. She just wants to know why this little angry creature is doing this. I'm gonna use reverse card.
Oh, snap. Okay. So how do you reverse the mechanics of this situation?
Okay, so she's trying to hit this thing, but this thing is just like
just will not
Really
stop just
just-
swinging
yes,
this blade at
yeah.
you.
I feel like at a certain point, she just. I don't know. I don't know how this would work, but she just kind of sticks out her foot, knowing that she's much tougher now, just to like deflect the sword back up to it into its face, kind of a thing, just to like smack it somehow, so that instead of hitting her, it just.
What if, should we
hits
say that
itself
the
in the head.
enchantments on that sword, you quickly, basically temporarily put onto your own claws and just.
That would be better.
Okay.
Yes.
So we're gonna give Block Chopper the 0, and you the 5. So you immediately just deal 5 damage to this thing, and you see a bunch of hearts over its head just go. Grandis, you appear in a puff of smoke above. Are you just coming down with your scythe?
I'm doing that, like that almost Sonic
Yes,
spin
just a
thing
spin.
with my scythe, and then whoa.
It is so over the top. So you can roll flashy, you can roll sneaky, you can roll forceful, any of those.
This is definitely. I'm going for flashy, and I'd like to use my stunt dramatic entrance.
Excellent. +2 to any dramatic entrance. There you go. So we'll get automatic +2 on this roll.
Cool.
Uh,
3.
okay, 3 total.
And if I'm using my scythe, do I invoke that aspect?
If you'd like to, you have to spend a fate point to do that.
I will do that.
Okay, that means I get a fate point, but you can then add an additional 2 to that or re-roll.
So it's a 5.
That's a 5 total. Okay, I will roll for Block Chopper, who I'm going to give a little penalty to because he's not expecting this. Against a 5, gets a 3. You slam the scythe down, and there is a sudden explosion of crafting materials as Block Chopper is obliterated as you land this scythe, slamming it onto the roof of this place, and just crafting material is spewing everywhere. So many stacks of wood. It is just a fountain of stuff. And you have all successfully obliterated this dark fiend, the Block Chopper. And briefly, before we go on break right now, we are left with the view on top of the mansion as both Stoobs and Grandis, you look out on the horizon behind the mansion, and what you see is the largest statue you have ever seen of Block Chopper. Incomplete, but slowly getting constructed, and it looks like you have impeded that from being completed, but just this unfathomably big vanity project just stretching on this featureless, completely mined to nothingness horizon. And on that image, we're going to take a break, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We will be back very soon.
Oh well.
And we're back, everybody. Welcome back to Awakened Pixels. We left off with our heroes defeating the dreaded Block Chopper on the top of his own dreaded mansion of depravity. And now we are looking over to see the truly horrific, gigantic statue built in the image of the Block Chopper. Its vanity on full display. And one of the things that pops from the Block Chopper's inventory when you slice it with your scythe, Grandis, it pops out, like, there's so many craft materials. One thing that catches your eye, Stoobs, is this sort of red-looking dust that is sparking with Maya energy. It looks like the Maya has infused with whatever this thing is, and you don't know what it is.
We'll take a look at that.
Okay. You take a look and it kind of pops into your inventory, and when you kind of do the equivalent of highlighting it or mousing over it, it is just scrambled text. It is effectively that's what happens to your brain when you look too closely at this thing. It is just,
Ooh.
ew, this thing shouldn't be here.
Oh, what is this? This is disturbing. Okay. Well, I guess we solved the problem. I'm gonna stick my head back down the trapdoor and just be like, "Hey, Rosalind, he's dead."
Oh my God, are you okay? Are you good?
I think we're okay.
As like the trapdoor
Uh.
opens, a bunch of like blocks of wood and trees and dirt just start cascading down the steps.
Oh wait, we should pick up the trees and just put them in the other world, in our world, so they can have more trees.
Are they gonna still be block trees though? Like they are here?
I just pick up the trees.
You get one stack of 99 bits of tree blocks.
We'll find out. They could have a
Just,
new
like,
forest.
reassemble them like Lego pieces.
And sure enough, Grindus, as you're looking out at the horizon of this place, you see that the massive statue is starting to crumble and slowly fall to bits, and the once blue sky is starting to fracture as the Maya is slowly consuming bits of this place, and suddenly with a jolt you all feel yourself jettisoned from this game world and spewed out back into the remains of the spirit jungle back in Phantasia, and you all land on the ground, and a very meek little ghost comes up and goes, "Are you okay?
Uh-huh.
Oh, goody."
And at least it worked the way that we thought it would this time.
It did work the way we thought it would this time. I brought you tree. And I brought you, like, throw out.
You throw out a block of 99 bits of wood, and the ghost kind of goes down and goes, "Oh, thank you," and kind of picks it up and goes, "Something to remember them by, and maybe grow a new forest."
That was the whole.
Did we just give him like the remains of his family and just be like, "Yes, here you go."
Let's not think about it that way.
Okay.
Did you succeed? Is the block chopper, is it gonna go
The
away
block
now?
chopper has been chopped.
Whoa,
Actually, I didn't see it. I don't know what happened.
that sounded really cool when you said that, though.
I know, right?
That's kinda what happened. Yeah, Grandis kinda.
I single-handedly destroyed it with
Oh,
a single
goodness.
blow.
What a powerful
Wow.
hero you must be.
Yes! My cape flowing in the wind.
Whoa!
Yes, yes, yes.
Could I
I
get
am
your
a hero.
autograph, perhaps?
Of course. Do you have a piece of paper?
No.
All right. I'll just write it on that stump over there.
Oh,
No.
goody.
That's his family!
Oh, right.
That's the remains of my grandmother. I'm sure she would appreciate having such a celebrity presence.
You shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do it.
Write it on the wall of one of the buildings or something.
Yeah.
When you think about it, all trees are dead people trees.
What?
What? Wait. Normally, I'm kind of on the same wavelength as you, but you kind of lost me on the last one.
Put dead people in the ground. trees grow from the ground. That's where they get their nutrients. There's some good-
Yes.
Well, okay, why that it might be true, there is a difference.
Yeah, but there's just a little bit of dead people in every tree when you really think about it.
Not the ones I make.
I
I
shall
mean-
go over to a house and sign my name. It's just a really dramatic G. That's it.
Oh, hell yes. Like a Zorro.
Love it.
Yeah. Sha sha. Ah.
It's gonna be his calling card now. Whenever he helps out a village or something, he's gonna leave his mark
Yeah.
on the building.
The dramatic G.
He does ask for, sorry, the ghost does ask for all your autographs if you're willing.
Oh.
Mm,
I've
I
never
don't-
written anything.
I
before,
haven't
so,
written anything either. I kind of skipped.
That's okay,
Cool.
I can't read.
Why are you asking for the autographs then?
You know, I had a dream that suggested that an autograph was something that was very desirable from a really powerful hero, and I thought I'd ask. That's
What
okay.
if we make a drawing instead?
Ooh, I like drawings.
Okay. I'm gonna make a little stick figure, and then I'm put one of her Roslyn, and then there's a little Stoobs.
Yeah.
But it's confusing because it's part dog and part person. I give up halfway drawing a dog, so it's just like a dog with a human head. And then I draw Gladys, and he's in the back, and he looks scary, and I give him the scary eyes.
Beautiful. Yeah, you can see that the ghost is just like, oh, thank you so much. Well,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna see about all of this wood now.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you know where like the people went? If they'll come back, so you're not just alone here.
Most people fled to the arena. Others,
The
I don't know
arena?
where.
The arena?
The arena of flames.
Oh no.
Wait.
Where is this flaming arena?
Ghost sort of moves ever so slightly and extends a ghostly hand and points towards the volcano.
I guess we should go there.
Yeah. Okay, serendipity.
Well, bye, Mosa. Starts to float away.
Farewell.
Nice to meet you and all. Sad
Well-
little ghost.
We'll let people know that it's safe to come back.
What if... Never mind.
No, what?
Well, I was just gonna say, there's not really anything around here anymore. It's very lonely. Maybe I could accompany you just for a short while, just to make sure you're safe.
Sure,
Yeah.
do we need to move your tree?
I don't know. I've never had a reason to leave before.
There a pot or anything in the ruins of the village? Like,
You know what? That's probably a pot in a
Something-
jar, or some other...
yeah.
Random bits of
something-
debris.
Something that I can just scoop up the tree and put it in there.
Yeah, sure.
So you can come with us to the volcano, and then if someone decides that they want to come back, you can come back with them if he wants.
That sounds great. Thank you.
Of course.
I would also like to revert to human form,
Okay.
so I'm not just walking around.
So you wrote to human, you gather your pot, and then you kind of like take the tree out and plant it into the pot. You get gathering XP above your head, and you kind of start walking around with a little sapling with you, and the little ghost is following the three of you as you walk towards this big volcano that's currently billowing smoke across the landscape. And soon enough, you enter the classic overworld travel as you grow super big and start stomping your way towards this volcano. You can see sort of the vestiges of the spirit jungle here and there, but for the most part, just a lot of stumps. And the volcano itself is located sort of on the coast of this landmass that you're on. And the only way to access it is this long sort of causeway that has been carved out of the volcanic rock. And it leads to this rather imposing looking archway that has all these mysterious sort of spiritual looking figures carved into it. And from inside you can hear rah, 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 rah.
Oh,
rah.
boy.
Rah, rah, rah.
I feel like this might bring out the worst in my two companions here. I brace for the chaos.
We need to be out. I think we just need to say raw when we walk in too, right? So then we can blend in with everybody.
This is
Okay.
exactly like my boss fight music. Rah, rah, rah. Do, do, do.
Doosh, doo, 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 doo. Rah, rah, rah.
Maybe this is more like where you came from, I guess. In a way.
Me or
No, I don't come from caves. Ugh.
me? Yeah, it's a bit. I didn't have so much with the fire. Mine was more like the plagued shadowlands of Desperia in a big cave.
Shall we add? Okay, yeah. So we just gotta go in there and like out intimidate them, right? If we act more scary, then we win.
Yes. We also have to make an entrance. We have to make sure that we are the center of attention.
Yeah, I like that. How can we do that the best?
Bombs.
Yeah!
Maybe not. Maybe let's reconsider the bombs.
Throw the bomb in the middle of the air. I will leap up and hit it towards the ground. It'll explode, and then I'll fall
And hurt a lot of people.
and land. It's an arena. Now they're for the fight, right?
Yes, but not necessarily the death.
Okay. So I like the idea of you doing like a cool dramatic jump though. Maybe we can go to the top of the arena and see if they have it like a hole. We could just fall in that way.
I like that. Let's do that.
Okay. I look at the top. Is there like a window or something that we can?
No. No window in this volcano, unfortunately.
It
Although
is a solid volcano.
one could say, what is the opening of a volcano if not a big window, big skylight?
The caldera?
That's what it's called.
I think that's the most dramatic thing possible, right?
Yeah. So where's the arena? Like where are these
Wait.
people?
Yeah, so what?
You don't even know where you're going or what you're
I
doing.
don't know. We don't even know if we can get in. I would like to just approach the gates.
They aren't gates, it's just an archway. There's nobody guarding it or anything. It's just you can go into what seems to be a temple carved into the rock of this volcano.
There's
Okay.
not even a cover charge. How do they monetize?
I'm looking at like the carvings around the entranceway. Do I recognize any of them?
Go ahead and
Like, are
roll
they
clever.
black?
Let's see what you
Oh,
know
boy.
about this stuff.
I don't want it to be like, oh, I walked through the store, therefore I am entered an arena fight.
Immediately a portcullis lowers. Round one, begin.
That's 2.
This is pretty esoteric, so you kind of chalk it up as there is some religious significance to what you're seeing, but that's about as much as you can get.
Okay. Just give me 1 second, guys. You know, just like keep spitballing your plan. I'll see where we need to go. And I
Okay.
would like
So
just
flower bombs, and then out of the flowers you'll slice it so they're petals, and then all the pretty petals will scatter through, and then we can be like, ah, it's us!
Like that. Love that. More bombs.
More bombs.
Yes.
So as you're discussing this, Stoobs is diligently leading you through this place. There's a lot of hallways, ancient stone surrounds you, and you follow the sounds of the as they get louder and louder and louder, and soon you enter a massive chamber. And in this place, there are a number of stands set up, sort of carved stone, and you see that there are numerous people here, and unusually you see that there's a lot of sort of reptilian humanoids here as well, kind of have a salamander look to them, that are kind of like sitting around joining in with the chants. They seem to be very common in this area, and you kind of like look to see what the hubbub is about, and indeed there is a massive arena in the center of this chamber that you're in, and it's covered in spikes. It's got kind of this sand everywhere. You see that there's a sort of grating set up directly in the middle, and to the naked eye, you can all immediately recognize there is a rift blade directly underneath this grating, and there are 2 people fighting on top. This sort of buff-looking reptilian creature and this armored elf, and soon enough the reptilian just cuts down the elf. You see the health bar drops to 0, and you just hear KO as the elf kind of goes down on all fours, and just kind of coughs up a bit of pixelated blood before they are escorted away from here. And you just hear "Roar" from all the people in the audience who don't seem to have noticed any of you that much at this point.
Well, I think we're still outside yelling about bombs.
Well, Rosalind was leading you inside. It was up to you whether you followed her or not.
Oh, did we actually go in at this point?
I mean, I did. I was gonna go ahead and then like report back to you guys
Yeah, I
if you
think-
didn't follow me. So I will, after I look around and I notice you're not, I'm like, okay. And I turn and go back out. And I'm like,
So we
okay.
throw the bomb with a blindfold on.
I like that.
Yes. And then we juggle them while we're walking in. So we're
While
blindfolded,
blindfolded.
juggling bombs.
That's good. I like that a lot. I'm gonna do that. Blindfold me.
Okay.
So I have
And I blindfold.
Noted.
news.
Susie came up with the best plan.
I was going to add an aspect here called blindfolded.
Oh no. So seems to be literally just a fighting pit in there. Lots of people shouting, yelling, salamander people. They look kind of cool. So in the fighting pit, there's like this grating on the floor, and the rift lead is directly below that. So we gotta find a way in there. Quickest way would probably be to enter as contestants. Don't know how to do that. I have a question though. The
Yes.
fighting pit. Is the vent the volcano directly above it or something?
No, this is actually sort of in an underground chamber of the temple.
Okay.
There was kind of a massive brazier for lighting, but there was not sky above you.
Okay. I'm gonna tell. The dropping from the ceiling isn't gonna work because there's no opening in there.
That's
Also-
okay. We're going with blindfolded juggler.
Of juggling what?
Bombs.
Are you insane?
It's called making an entrance.
It's called making a lot of people very, very nervous and possibly dead.
Look at how good. Look at how good.
Is he actively juggling bombs?
Of course not. None of you have any points in juggling.
Oh boy, yeah. I'm gonna look to Mosa and just be like, help me. What do I do here?
I wonder if we can't get you like a wheel to sit on, like like a unicycle to juggle the bombs on as you come down.
Let me ask you, do you have any experience in juggling?
You're asking me.
Yes, I am asking you.
Experience isn't the word I'd use. It's not really an available stat I could gain experience in. In fact, actually, I couldn't even gain experience. I don't even think I can gain experience. They don't code villains with experience. We can't level up. We can't advance. We are simply what we are.
Yes, but have you ever done it before?
I've juggled many responsibilities.
Pulled off some sick
I thought
air
you were
juggles
about
on
to
those Lights
reveal,
on
like,
Heroes.
His main hobby while he was sitting in that cave was just he was juggling. You know what? Sometimes learning comes best from direct consequences.
Just gotta do it.
Students, can you use your skateboard?
I would just like to say that I'm fairly protective of my skateboard. I would like to keep my skateboard in one piece.
I'll get it one of
And
these days.
I don't know if you're going to blow it up or not.
That's fair. All right, well, we don't have wheels, so that takes away some of the excitement, but I think blindfold juggling bombs will get attention.
Yes. Make an entrance.
Make an entrance.
Do with style. Bombs, please.
And I give you
Okay.
3 bombs.
I back up, shielding the flash.
All right, now you have to guide me, Roslyn. You have to guide me. Just kind of hold me by the shoulders, push me forward.
I'm like 2 feet tall, buddy.
Okay. Poke my knees, the back of my knees. Guide me forward.
Well, I mean, she is hovering, right?
I don't have any knees because I don't have feet or legs.
Oh, you don't have
That's
any.
true.
It's just
They
robes.
have-
All right, tug on my robes and guide me.
Like a
Alright.
Ratatouille situation.
This is gonna go great.
Forward.
I push on a rope piece and move you forward.
It's like steering, you know?
Yeah! I am totally the kind of person who should steer things.
Like
I'm
holding
actually
on
not
to
sure.
this-
I'm actually not sure of the goal here, but we're definitely doing it.
I was gonna say I'm not entirely sure what you guys are trying to accomplish, but
Well, we're making an entrance. We're pulling focus. Full focus every time.
I guess roll flashy. For
With an
this
assistance,
entrance.
right? Because I'm helping.
I'm gonna say that is not sufficient assistance to do too much.
I'm doing flashy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You're doing something.
3.
3. I'm gonna invoke blindfolded against you to turn that 3 into a 1, which, you know, for a blindfolded juggle isn't terrible.
I would like
Bombs.
to use my reckless dangerous point to give that a +2.
Well, I don't see how you can use recklessly dangerous to improve what he's doing.
Throw another bomb into the juggling
Again,
wallet.
If we see success as like not hurting himself, I don't see how you can use what you're doing to help him right now.
That's fair. I guess
But
I'm actively harming.
It was a 1, which is, you know, for the difficulty set. I guess I never set a difficulty, but okay, let's think
not a
about this.
0. It's not
It wasn't a 0. It wasn't a 0. Okay, so being gently pushed in with Stoobs at the back, very protectively guarding the little sapling that she's carrying. Grandus, you are being sort of directed into this place whilst juggling. I think you lost one of the first bombs almost immediately, but you know, a great showman doesn't let something like that stop them, so you just kind of keep
No.
going with, you know, just the couple that you have. They don't blow up in your face, and you almost start tumbling down the stairs comedically, but you are stopped just beforehand, and that's when you kind of accidentally drop another bomb, boom, boom. One of the reptiles gets kind of thrown back from the force of one of those bombs. You see
Oh, no.
his hit points gradually reducing, and suddenly all goes silent. And you hear a voice say, "And who is this? More acolytes ready to forge themselves in the arena of flame?"
No, we're the anti-heroes.
Oh. If you're not here to participate, then you can leave.
No, we're gonna participate. I just didn't want to be called an acolyte.
We serve the blood god here. And you just hear, blood god, blood god, blood god, blood god. All who choose to take a form of worship here do honor to the blood god, whether they intend to or not.
Okay, give us like a brief 30-second discussion, and then we'll get
Yeah.
back to you. Okay, guys.
Throw us your pamphlet pitch.
Yeah.
Oh, you want this guy to give you a pamphlet pitch?
Yeah.
Sell us on this whole blood god thing.
Yeah.
You hear the voice just go,
Community push.
there are only 2 things that matter. Hit points and damage. With hit points, you cannot be stopped. With damage, nothing can stand in your way. With both, You are unbeatable. We battle here today and every day to honor the Blood God. Through continuous trial and effort, we will grow strong. Blood for the Blood God! Rah! And you just see the entire audience go, Blood for the Blood God! Blood for the Blood God! Just gets whipped up into a frenzy.
That's a pretty good pitch, I have to say.
Yeah, I mean, concise, reinforced themes, clearly laid out. The title communicated what was the text. I really like it.
It was a good pitch. So we're gonna do the whole blood god thing. So
No, we're just gonna get to the rift.
I feel like maybe we should talk to someone. Like, is there a leader? Maybe?
Yeah, you can see that this voice is coming from this person who's standing kind of at the edge of the arena. You see it's someone who's you sort of only really see their feet because the rest of them is shrouded in shadow from this kind of awning that kind of keeps them shaded from being seen completely. But you sort of sense a very powerful presence there. And they say, all who come here must pay reverence to the Blood God. Either turn around or face the arena.
we want to get in the arena, right? So yeah. Okay. What does the blood god look like?
The Blood God takes on many forms.
So you don't know.
And they kind of the second you feel a strange sensation, Rosalind, and it's very difficult to describe because it feels like there is a part of you that is being read, like somebody's just kind of going through your character sheet, and then you hear the voice say, Rosalind, the fairy, you have a few dozen kills to your name and no deaths. Respectable. Very respectable. And then Stoobs, you feel a similar sensation, and you hear the voice go, Stoobs, you've come a long way. Not a whole lot of kills, but 0 deaths. Respectable. And then
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Grandis, you feel the same sense as well, and there's just this awkward pause. Grandis, supposedly a late game boss. You have been killed 15,000 times, and you have but 1 kill to your name, which I will assume was an accident, and perhaps self-inflicted. You are not worthy of any respect.
Okay,
Oh, I think I feel something coming on. I think that's the urge to kill. And Grandis just leaps forward.
Yes! Okay, Grandis, immediately you charge forward and you leap into the arena. And you see that the voice goes, at least you don't lack for courage. And then you see a big, very meaty, muscled calf stomp forward. And then another one. And then you see this figure leap up and slam down into the arena. And what you see before you is just, some guy, but so muscle-bound, so tall, so big. He's got, these serrated armored pauldrons and this big, scary helmet that's got, this red eye thing going on. This big belt around his waist as well. Otherwise, he's completely shirtless. And he kind of, stands there folding his arms with incredible power in these muscles, and he says, if you wish to fight, then fight. And then suddenly our view switches to a 2-dimensional view, and we hear a disembodied narrator say, souls from all over the world come to test their mettle in the arena of fire. We shall see how this soul burns today. Fight! And you are now in a fighting game. Please roll quickness to see who acts first. Grandis.
Okay.
wait, so it's just him? So we're now watching from this.
It is
weird
a
2D
one-on-one
perspective,
fight.
Just
Yes.
Oh my god!
I think that rolled 3.
You got 3? Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Let me just double check some stats.
I just didn't hear
here.
the thing.
All right. So you get ready. And let's see, Grandis.
He'll be fine.
You hear
Sure.
you hear the crowd chanting, "Blood for the blood god! Blood for the blood god!"
Maybe we should cheat.
Maybe we should throw a bomb at the grate and just, all of us just jump through in the rift because that seems like a little safer than.
Okay, Grandis, you actually are going first. What would you like to do as your first move here?
So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be one of those like the crouching thing where you crouch up next to them. I'm basically gonna use his size against him because I bet he takes up like half the screen. I'm just gonna literally crouch next to him. That way he has to force him to kick, which is probably his weaker attack. So I'm
Okay.
literally just basically hiding from him using his size against him.
Love it. That sounds either clever or sneaky. Your choice of
Going for sneaky.
Is this an advantage you're setting up for yourself, or are you trying to turn this into an attack?
No, this is an advantage. I'm setting
Excellent.
up.
So let's roll to create an advantage. I will say at the top here, there are 3 discoverable aspects on this person, who's known as Khan, which you can all see on the health bar name tag that they all have.
Okay,
Alright.
discoverable aspects. 4.
Okay, with a 4, you create an aspect and you get a free invocation of it. So we're just going to say this, we're going to call it advantageous positioning. As you react so quickly, you're able to kind of maneuver in a way that gets you where you need to go. Advantageous positioning. Okay, and that was your turn. It is now Khan's turn, and he kind of looks down at you and he goes, and he just raises one of his big meaty fists, and suddenly materializes this absurdly large knuckle duster with spikes protruding on it, and just you hear a sonic boom as he comes to slam it down in your face. Please roll a defense that you think is most appropriate for you defending this situation. What are you doing to avoid damage from this massive weapon?
I think, yeah, that's interesting. I think what this is since I'm crouched, I think what I do is, I do the stand-up jump backflip. So it's like crouch and a jump backflip.
Love it. That sounds like a quick reaction. So go ahead and roll quick. And I will roll for Khan.
Okay.
Ooh, 0.
0.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
Khan gets a 4.
Oh no.
And I'm going to invoke one of his aspects to turn that into a 6. Actually, no, I'm not. That would be a bit too mean to start off with. So immediately, kablam! You are slammed, and you can see the health bar of your dear new ally Grandis go from this blow. Grandis, you are unable to take consequences in the Arena of Flame. So this will be taking away one of your stress boxes.
Okay.
Which I think a 4, you have no stress enough for that. So you're either going to have to increase your roll or decrease your enemy's roll through an invocation.
And how
If
does
you
that-
want
what
to
do I
stay
invoke?
around, you could also get
Yeah.
punched.
No, can I invoke the, how does this work? I don't know what this means. What am I invoking?
So basically, you can either invoke something that you can justifiably do in this situation, invoking either one of your aspects or one of the aspects that are on the board right now, to either give yourself a bonus or give him a penalty.
Okay, I guess I'd invoke the advantageous positioning. Then,
Okay.
if that's the case.
So that was one free invocation because you generated it from your creation advantage. So we're now going to move that down the board, so it's still there, but it's going to cost a fate point to use from now on. And you get automatic +2 to your roll thanks to that.
Okay.
Or he gets a -2. Either way, you take 2 damage. So you have to remove that stress box of yours, the second one. It is back to you. You hear the crowd go, "Oh, blood, 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 blood!"
And now that I'm up in the air, I'm gonna spin back down and strike them.
Love it. That sounds like a forceful attack. Go ahead and roll that.
I'm gonna turn to Russell like, maybe he's got this. Maybe it's okay.
I don't know. See, I'm thinking of ways we can cheat currently. Maybe we can put a flower under his nose so he starts sneezing and he can't attack as well.
I don't know if this is gonna work with. I mean, maybe it'll work.
Maybe. I mean, we just gotta be prepared to cheat.
-2. Oof.
Oh no! I think what happens is you go to do something that's bread and butter to you, and then you realize, wait, there are combos now, and I don't know how to use any of them, and you just kind of freeze, locked in your animation. And well, I shouldn't speak too soon. Let's see what he rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, he
Oof.
easily dodges out of the way of your kind of quite timid strike as you land back to the ground, having done nothing. And Khan rises up and goes, I think I'm starting to see how you died so many times. And he cracks his knuckles. And he is going to spend his turn creating an advantage. Using his cleverness, he's going to use a stunt called Combo Master, which is that whenever he cleverly creates an advantage, he can add a +2 when invoking a combo of some kind. So he's just going to say, Diamond Fist, and gets ready to set that up. So that's going to be from him a total of... Oh goodness, that's an 8 total.
Jesus.
Fortunately, that wasn't an attack, but he does get 2 free invocations of his combo mastery aspect now. But it is back to you. You see an opportunity. Potentially, if you can stop him before he pulls it off, you could do something here.
I think then... Let's see here. I think if he's sitting there preparing, I would use that opportunity to try to disappear and then strike.
Ooh.
Doing the old assassin strike.
Love it, a shadow step. Yeah, you can roll sneaky if you would like to either create an advantage or an attack, whatever you feel is appropriate.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack.
Sounds good. He will once again... actually, yeah. So he has a stunt called Countermaster when quickly defending against a forceful attack. Since this is not forceful, he can't use that, so immediately you've already mitigated something there. Thus you just hear, blood, blood, blood.
2. Yeah, 2.
Okay.
I-
He'll try to dodge, and gets a 2. You manage to land a hit, and he blocks it, and you do this much damage to his health bar.
I wanted to invoke my scythe.
Oh, hell yes. Absolutely. So that's going to be a fate point to spend.
Mm-hmm.
That'll give you +2. That means you're going to deal 2 damage to this guy, who is following the same rules as you, so you've already eliminated one of his boxes, so great job there.
Yes.
So actually, you land a massive scythe swing, and you see a significant amount of Khan's health plummet, and everyone's like, "Oh, who could possibly pull something off like this?" And he kind of smiles and goes, "Not bad, but now it's over." And he is going to go for just another very straightforward 2 knuckle duster just combo attack against you. How are you defending?
I'm gonna spin my scythe and start to back away.
That sounds flashy as hell if
It
you would
sure
like to roll
does.
flashy for that. I love that. You button mash and find a combo oh, this looks cool, I'll just keep doing this.
Oof. Bad rolls. -1.
Would you like to invoke anything for that?
I guess I could.
It's entirely up to you.
I'm gonna go with audaciously conspicuous.
Okay. You're too flashy, making it harder. So that's going to cost another fate point from you. And that's another
So
fate
one
point for
total?
me. Okay, whoops, I added too many. There we go. All right, and let's see. He's just going to straight up try to punch you in the face. So this is going to be this, and then he's also invoking his aspect for free, so it's going to be this. That's another 8 against your 1. You
Jesus.
take 7 damage, and from the stands, Stooves and Rosalind, you just see that Grandis is just shot out of this place and just smashes through the ceiling. And then you wait a little bit, and he smashes through another bit of the ceiling and just collapses in front of you, completely unconscious. And you hear KO from the arena, and he is
Definitely.
out cold.
Did not have the chance to cheat.
We did not have the chance to even try to cheat.
And then Khan looks up to the 2 of you and says, "Who's next?"
We do teamwork only.
If you need the help, I could use some more practice.
Okay, quick question. Have we lost the stress from our last encounter?
Yes, you have.
Okay.
While you were
okay,
sitting in the
okay.
sands, you were able to eat some popcorn that was going around and recover some of your hit points.
Okay, I was like, do we want to go into... okay. Rosalind, you want to do this?
Yeah. Okay, we can totally. We're gonna die. Let's be real.
Grandis, you start to come back to consciousness again. You have no idea where you are or what just happened.
Listen, I would just like to say this to this guy before we get started. We're just like, really, we're just here to try to fix this thing. And I gesture to the grate below and the rift below. Like, that's really just our job. Like, we just
And
want to
you
do
hear-
our job.
You hear the disembodied narrator say, 2 foes now team up against the Great Khan. Let's see if they have the
Damn it.
soul required to beat him. Fight!
Ugh.
So Roz and Stoobs, you find yourself in the 2D arena. Go ahead and roll quickness. And Grandis, some reptilian sort of servant comes up to you and sort of like throws a towel over your head in case you need it.
Oh.
Offers you some popcorn.
Thank you.
Blood for the blood god.
God, I really want popcorn now.
First one's really good.
Ooh, that's a 5.
Nice
Oh,
work,
nice.
Stoobs.
Stoops is ready for this blood for the blood god fight.
Fantastic. So that's a 1 from Roz and a 5 from Stoobs. Excellent.
Mhm.
Let me just re-roll Khan one more time. Who is definitely not a parody of any characters. Do not sue me, Warner Brothers.
I think you're safe.
Alright, and that's a 3 for Khan. Alright, so that means Stoobs, you are the very first to act. What is the very first thing you do in this arena?
Okay. Oh boy, he's somewhat... Okay, he doesn't have like a little skull over his name or anything like that, right?
Oh, well, in the style you're set up in right now, it doesn't really apply. Were you to face him in a
Okay.
typical Phantasia battle? Probably, but in this current situation, such things are not here.
Okay.
I'll remind you, he has 3 hidden aspects, and when you create advantages, you get free invocations that can really help out things.
Yes.
But you do you.
So, honestly, that fight against the assassin went pretty well.
It did.
Surprisingly. So I think I'm going to apply a similar strategy here and try to figure out like if he has weaknesses or anything like that. So I am basically just going to kind of get ready to duck and dodge and watch what he's doing.
Okay. So you're trying to uncover one of his aspects.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and roll clever as you take a careful analysis. Or careful, that would work too.
Ooh,
that's a 0.
it's a 0.
Now we'll call the difficulty a 2.
Okay. Well, that was a 0, so that definitely does not hit the difficulty of 2.
So you kind of like try and see what this guy's doing. At the moment, he is just standing there, arms crossed, just these eyes burning into the two of you, just relishing to see what first move you could possibly make.
Yeah, I'm definitely good. Yeah, if he's just doing that, you really can't tell what his weaknesses
You're
are.
fine.
Okay. So I will.
So that's your turn, Stoops.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, it is now Khan's turn. He kind of looks at Rosalind, making funny faces, and he just goes, "You're not the only one who can taunt."
Yeah? What kind of taunt can you do?
He puts one foot forward, slams it onto the ground. He turns about face, extends a finger, and says, "You suck." And that's his turn. So he is going to try and create an advantage to basically see if he can demoralize you, which is truly not going to work. Well, maybe it will. So we'll say that to demoralize Rosalind, I think it's extremely hard, so we'll call it a 4. Does that seem reasonable?
She doesn't really care much. She just kind of goes with the flow.
This was forceful, but I don't want to give him a +6 to this because it just does not seem appropriate. His flash
I
is a
feel
2.
like it would have been clever or something. Maybe. maybe? I don't know.
Clever's quite high as well. Let's call it a flashy, because that's only a 2. Whoops, I pressed the wrong thing. So as he says this terrible insult, you kind of hear it, and it's just like, that's mean, but it doesn't really affect you any other way.
My island blew up. I am more concerned about that than your opinion of me.
And it's your turn, Roz.
Okay, well now we're kind of in a taunt off.
Yeah, kind of. No blows have been thrown so far.
I don't think I can move away from that at this point. Like, the gauntlet has been thrown. And
Remember your pointing skills from the previous adventures.
yeah, exactly. I know how to point, mister. So I'm gonna look up at him and I'm like, you think the blood god is gonna be impressed by going, oh, you suck. Oh, I'm so scared.
Oh, love it. Let's say that's what would that be? This could be clever or flashy against difficulty 2
Flashy.
to insult this man.
Okay, I would like to use my dangerously reckless to
What?
give me a.
You're already successful.
Oh, I am. Okay,
Unless
so
you would
I
like to
have-
go for super success, which you need 3 more.
No, I'll just have a normal success.
All right.
So making him feel bad.
So you can see as you say this, there's just this red aura that just encases Khan.
Oh my
You can't tell if it's anger, if it's embarrassment, but there is some sort of dark thing there. And he is now taunted. So either of you can now invoke that once for free. And that brings it back to Stoobs. Well, actually, quick cutaway. Grandis, you're sitting there in the stands. Anything that you're doing up there while you're watching this go down, this taunt off?
No. I just like kicked back, and I don't have legs. I'm
You're like Tunic is
sprawled out.
floating as though
Yeah.
your legs
You're
were.
like floating, like you're
Just
in
like
a
eating
spa.
popcorn. I turned to one little lizard man and I go, you know, I really don't. I mean, I kind of let him win.
The lizard kind of looks at you and goes, don't be upset. He really likes to take it out on the new people. Don't take it too hard. It's kind of a hazing thing. All right, cutting back to Stoobs, what are you doing?
Okay, so I. Okay, I want to try to dart around behind him and hit at his Achilles tendon.
Oh, good.
Oh.
All right, go for it. This could be sneaky or forceful, whatever you'd like.
Neither of those are great. Okay. Okay. That's a 2.
Okay, he's gonna attempt to use his countermaster to get a +2 to quickly defending a forceful attack. Which
However, he
means-
is taunted. I would like to
Yes.
invoke that.
Okay, would you like
Um,
me to roll first and then see how you'd like to invoke it?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's do that.
So you got a 3 total. So you can reduce his, increase yours, re-roll yours. Probably shouldn't re-roll his.
I'll decrease his.
Okay, lower it to a 1.
Just get it a 1 point of damage in there, yeah.
That's, listen,
Something.
every stress box counts for something like
That's
this.
true.
So you quickly do a spin around. What form are you in currently?
Oh man. I'm just in regular person form, I think.
Yeah, I
'cause,
think you
like,
are.
In order to carry the stinking pot. I'm just like...
So you kind of like awkwardly walk and trip in such a way that your moves cannot be anticipated because you haven't learned how to walk properly yet. And as you do so, you use momentum and just kind of slam into his Achilles tendon as your dog instincts tell you to do so. And you kind of hear, ow, as his health goes down. Good
Just
work
a
there.
minuscule amount.
Well, every bit counts. Good work there, Stoobs. It is now Khan's turn. He's going to take a break from this taunt contest and just turn around and see this little mutt nibbling on his ankles. And he's going to lift up...
I'm a person.
It's an insult if he calls you a mutt while you're a person.
That's true. That's
He's
true.
lifting up his just massive meaty leg, and suddenly a spectral cinder block appears on his sandal, and he just drops it down on you. How do you defend yourself against this?
Okay, that sounds like it could be very, very bad. So,
Yes.
Honestly, it might be better to be in wolf form for this. So I would like to invoke werewolf
Okay.
to go
I'll-
straight wolf and just dodge out of the way.
Thank you for the fate point. And then you're going to use
I'm
quickness,
faster.
and you get a +2 to that.
Ooh, okay.
Whoa,
Maybe it
that's
wasn't
a
necessary,
6
but yeah.
total. Well, wait for it. Against a 7.
Oh,
So you
that
dodge
was-
so quickly. Unfortunately, your little werewolf tail gets caught at the last second and deals a single point of damage to you. So that's 1 stress box of yours gone. While this is happening, Rosalind, what are you doing?
Okay. Yeah, I think what I'm doing is I really want to make him sneeze. So I'm using some like pollen from flowers I'm creating and just kind of like sending it all super high towards his nose so that way he can't attack as well because he's busy sneezing from flowers.
Fascinating. I love this. This sounds very clever. So go ahead and roll clever. And we'll just say this is at a difficulty of, well, I guess he'll defend in some way. What is defending against sneezing even? Being careful? Sure, let's say careful. He got a 1.
Okay, so we tied.
Okay. Unfortunately, you do not manage to create an advantage unless you would like to invoke something.
Yeah, oh, I will invoke something. God, what can I invoke for?
Is there anything you can justify?
I am a fairy summon, and fairies.
You've already
have
taunted
mag-
him, so you could just say that because he's taunted, he's distracted.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay, excellent. So I will gobble up that fate point. Thank you very much. And are you going to increase your roll by 2?
Yeah.
Okay, that is enough for 1 free invocation of something. So not only is he taunted now, but he is also sniffly.
Having an allergy attack?
Yeah. And now taunted is
Fever.
moved down to invocable. And that is also gone. Okay. Nice work, Rosalind, sending out your fairy magic to kind of like interrupt this guy through non-conventional means. Brings it back to Stoobs.
Okay. Okay.
Meanwhile,
But
next to
other
you, Grindus,
than-
you just hear, "Where's the blood?"
Yeah, this has been very unbloody. So.
Yeah. Okay, what other than the grate, is there anything else in the arena?
There are some pillars with some rather sinister big chains on them. One of them has the remains of a skeleton hanging from it. There's a very kind of a spiky pit near a sort of sandbank area. That's about all that's there at the moment. There's a few braziers, I guess.
Okay. So how long are the chains?
How long would you like them to be?
Long enough that they could stretch between the pillars several times.
They're not that long. Sorry.
Okay. Long enough to I guess the only thing that we can really reach, given the size right now, is his legs. So long enough to reach his legs.
Okay, yes. They're long enough for that.
Okay. So I would like to grab one of them and try to hook it around his foot.
Ooh, love it. Sounds like a clever tactic. Could also be sneaky if you would like it to be.
No, definitely not.
And it sounds like he needs to be careful to pay attention to this, so he's going to roll his +0. Okay.
Oh.
This was creating an advantage, I assume.
Yes.
So you succeed with style, so you're going to get 2 free invocations. You're really stacking up those bonuses at this point, so good work, both of you. We're just going to call this Chained Up. And that is now can be invoked twice for free. Beautiful, great work. It is, however, Khan's turn.
That's...
And I think you're still the main kind of like. There's some weird stuff in his face, but like he just wants some meat to punch. So he's gonna kind of spin around back to sort of what he feels on his leg, and he's gonna like summon this massive warhammer and just slam it on top of you, Stoobs.
Okay. We're gonna be quick about this.
Okay, dodging out of the way.
Yes.
You take
I would
3 damage.
like. I don't want to invoke anything yet. Oh my god.
I mean, there's free stuff out there if you want to use it, but
That's true. That's true. I would actually like to use Chained Up
okay,
since we've got 3 invocations.
sounds good. And what are you doing with it?
So I would like it. I would like to re-roll.
Sounds good. Go for it. So that's one free use of it gone.
Nope.
Oh no!
I still take the
Students.
damage.
You only take 2 this time though. So what are your stress boxes looking like?
I have one checked at 1 and one checked at 2.
So this means
So only.
I think that means so
Yeah,
you have 2 checked currently. Is that right?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, that means your last one is checked off. And there are no consequences in this game, so if you get hit again, you're KO'd.
Yeah.
All right. As the chains somewhat interfere, they are not enough to slam against the sort of aftershock effect that comes from his warhammer that just sends you flying into the air and the chains rattling around. Rosalind, what do you do?
I'm throwing bombs at him.
Yes! Go for it. You're forcefully chucking some bombs at him. I love it. Do it. Would you like to invoke one of the free aspects?
Yeah, I'll use the sniffly one and give me a +2 to make it a 5.
Alright, so I'm going to get rid of
Holy
Sniffly.
cow.
A 5? Oh goodness, this is a good bomb. Excellent. You kind of like wait for the moment while he's distracted. You get ready one of your biggest, most magicest bombs, and you chuck it at this guy. And let's see, how's he defending against this? I think he is going to rely on pure, because he can't really dodge with all these chains around him. I think he's just gonna try and carefully not get hit by a bomb. Does that sound reasonable?
That sounds reasonable.
You deal. What would you get? A 5?
Yes.
You deal a point of damage to him, so that's another stress box of his gone.
Yeah.
You see his health kind of slowly chipping down, slowly getting there, but he's like, "Grr, not bad, but it's not over yet." And that brings it back to Stu.
I mean, it can be. You can just stop.
Blood
That's
for
true.
the blood god.
Let me see here. Okay.
You got this. You got this.
He takes a moment to kind of put his fists on his hips and just goes.
I would just straight up, straight up bite him again.
Sweet. Straight up
and
bite.
I
That's a
would like
forceful
to-
attack.
Yeah, I'd like to invoke chained up as well to restrict his movement.
Excellent.
So we'll see how this goes. Yeah, we're gonna re-roll that.
Okay, free reroll
That's
from
a
chained
1.
up. That's a 1. Okay, well, he's going to use his countermaster to get a +2 when quickly defending a forceful attack. To give him a total of this. He gets a 6 against your 1.
Jesus.
You go in for the bite, and he quickly does a 180 around you, and you're suddenly like, wait, where'd he go? And you realize he is up above with a massive fist ready to come down on you, and you have just a big shadow of this big meaty man above you. It is now Khan's turn.
Oh god.
He's going to go for a forceful attack on you, Stoops.
Yeah.
How are you defending yourself?
Well, I'm gonna dodge. I'm gonna be quick about this.
All right, go for
I'm
it.
gonna run away.
Run away. Oh, Stoops.
Oh my
That's
god.
a -1 for Stoops.
Guys.
And Khan gets a 6.
Farewell.
Stoops, you are just pummeled through the grate, through the bottom of this chamber, into another chamber, into a spike pit, and you just hear
Into a fucking
KO.
rift.
You kind of like feel the energies of the rift, but it's not actually an open portal per se. It is sort of just the energy of
Okay.
coming through more than anything else.
It's up to you, Rosalind.
And Khan turns to you and goes, "All right, fairy. 1-on-1. Let's see what you've got." And it is your turn. What are you gonna do?
Okay. So, I'm a little bit pissed that, they're attacking my friend and hit them through the ground. That's not very nice. I like the ground. The ground creates really fun, spiky plants. I think I'm going to try to just, shoot up into his foot and impale him with, roses. Just very
Oh,
painful, stabby, bloody roses.
that's
So I just,
hardcore.
flashy,
That's
right?
yeah, that's flashy. Killing a man with a rose.
Oh my god.
Oh, goodness.
Okay.
See, a 4.
Okay.
A 4.
Okay.
Very good, very good. All right. So he's gonna try to not get impaled by roses. He's gonna try and dodge that, but he does not get his stunt bonus because this is not a forceful attack, so it's only gonna be a +3. So he gets a total of 3. Which means you deal a point of damage to him, which means he has no stress boxes left. If you can survive this, Rosalind, you might just do this. You see his health bar.
I don't have any stress boxes.
Oh no! His health bar is on the brink, as is yours.
No,
and...
like I haven't taken any.
Oh, you haven't taken any?
I'm
Oh!
at full.
Yeah. I was tanking.
Good luck,
She was
Khan.
taking.
Beautiful. At this point, Stoobs, you feel yourself sort of teleported through the Blood God's will back to the stands next to Grandius. Just
What's up, bud?
Popcorn?
Yeah,
You
that
want-
sounds good.
you see
Stick my
Moser.
doggy nose into it.
Moser the ghost is between both of you, just like the popcorn is very good, or so I'm told.
Oh my god, you're so sad all the time, Moser.
I'm so sorry. Maybe I should
By
just go
dropping
back
it
home.
through him, can he taste it at all?
I feel included now.
Oh.
Thank you. And a reptile next to you is just like, is that a ghost? What the? What?
Yes. And he casually mentioned possessing things earlier. So
Ah! That reptile's gone. The rest are
I'm
two.
like, wait, do you know of anyone from the Forest of Spirits?
You suddenly all hear just ooh, and you quickly both look at the arena to see that Rosalind has just summoned a spiky rose straight through Khan's foot, and you wanted blood. There's his blood, all right. All right, I'm just gonna remove Stoops
I
from
would
this
like to
list.
start a chant of just Roz, 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 Roz.
All right. Khan is impressed with you, Roz, and he goes, all right, enough of the easy stuff. Let's turn it up a notch. And he's going to use his, he's going to try and create an advantage again, using his clever stat, using his combo master stunt. He gets a 5, so he gets a free invocation of combo mastery, but it is back to you, Roz.
Yeah, I think I should stab his other foot with roses.
Sounds great. He's currently doing like a very intricate like combo that he's inputting, so you have time.
Like, if you want to dance, that's fine. You can just sit there and do some little combo. I'll just stab you.
Excellent. Go ahead and roll another flashy.
Okay, I'm going to... I should probably roll that. I have one more point, but should I save it in case I get hurt?
I
What do
mean,
you-
you do have all of your stress boxes left.
I do have all of my search boxes. I'm gonna use my last fate point, and I'm gonna re-roll it with recklessly dangerous because I'm gonna throw a bomb in there too.
The old rose thorn through the foot plus bomb technique.
You know, very basic. Let's just re-roll to a 3. I like a 3 much more.
I love how you're mocking him for using a combo, then you just whip out this insane combo.
Oh, you're gonna combo? Look at mine. It's cooler.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so that's gonna be a total of, sorry, that's a 3 with that?
Yes.
Awesome. Cool, that's a flashy. He is going to try and dodge all these bad things that keep happening to him. And that's a 2!
Yes.
Oh my god!
I am invoking one of his hidden stunts to turn that into a 4, reducing the damage to 0. So close. You can see, like, at the last second, just before the attack is about to hit, he executes something, some kind of counter riposte move that completely nullifies damage. It's like, well, that seems cheap as hell. But he's completely unharmed from the explosion you just threw at him. All right, excellent effort there, Roz. Khan's turn is now, and he is going to
No.
charge at you, just run at you, and as he runs, he's going to summon this massive trident that he's going to try and run you through with. So how are you reacting to that?
I am going to try to parry.
With your elven blade?
With my elven blade.
Love it. A forceful deflection. Go for it.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just gonna face down this giant man and his giant sword, even though I'm a very tiny, very small fairy.
It's so.
You rolled a
Holy
6.
I rolled 6!
All right. He does, unfortunately, because he's gonna invoke.
So boss.
He's gonna invoke Combo Master. You ready yourself. The chanting disappears. There is nothing but the ground you are standing on and the enemy coming towards you. You focus entirely on the trident, remaining as calm and collected as you can. You get out your blade, remembering that you once used this very effectively against the forces of chaos, and trying to channel the coolest pirate you possibly can. You get ready to do one of the coolest swashbuckliest moves you can. And he rolls an 11. And just plunges this trident straight through you. Your health is completely and you just hear K-O.
Oh, it was so
It
close.
was so close.
I'm so sorry that I rolled an 11 against your very good 6.
It's fine. It's fine. That was so fun, though.
Oh.
And
If we had all teamed up together, it would have been fine. Why did we go
I don't know if it would have been fine. I mean, you rolled a +4, he rolled a +8, so I don't know.
Yeah, that was a little.
the rest of you see from the audience that with that move, Rosalind is basically rendered stunned, and you can see Khan going up to her, reaches out a hand, and you fear a dreaded fatality is coming. And then he grabs her hand and shakes it, and he says, "Respect." And you just see across the screen, "Respect-ality."
Yeah, I'm in a guild. The guild of, what was it called? The Blood Guild.
Sisterhood of Blood.
I'm in the Sisterhood of Blood Guild. So, I'm
Nice.
into all this blood stuff.
That sounds really cool.
It's really metal.
Yeah. Well, you failed at beating me, the best fighter that we have here in the Arena of Flame, but you served very well. I'm impressed.
Impressive. Can we beat up that hole on the ground? It's really ugly. It's like ruining your whole atmosphere you got going on. And so is it okay if my friends and I like clear it for you?
He kind of like looks down at the hole and he says, "I think our bout satisfied the blood god for now, though he is often very thirsty. Do what you will." And he jumps with massive muscly legs back to his little hidden alcove and goes to rest up after that very good fight that you just did. And you just hear everybody going, "Ah, blood for the blood god!"
Guys, no, attack the hole! Attack the hole! Attack the hole! Okay.
Just gotta stay here.
At this point, you've ordered just a big thing of popcorn, just the biggest that's available.
I think I like it here. I think I'm just gonna stick around, get better at fighting. It was really nice meeting you two.
It was nice meeting you too. I hope you enjoy the popcorn.
Mosa, do you want to stay with him or do you want to come with us?
Well, I need to go back to town. Are you going back
Okay.
to town, mister?
No, I'm just gonna stay at this arena.
Oh.
Just fight.
I'm
I'm gonna become the grand champion, grandest of the arena.
Oh, I bet you can do it. You're a great hero.
I mean, worst case scenario, I die a lot, which I'm already used to.
Oh.
I will try to find someone from the village. Quick! I can't be plant sitting this ghost forever.
It doesn't take too long before you find one of the people who fled the village after the block chopper was doing their foul deeds, and they kind of look at you just like, "Oh, what? Yes, hello."
So your village is safe now. And Mo's kind of tagged along with us to just kind of see
A
the
ghost!
sights.
Oh, duh!
Aren't you from the
Moses behind you goes, "Oh, I should have mentioned this part." No, the forest is a part of my people, and they were kind of not my people. They're just a different group of people. I don't think they like ghosts very much. They would always be scared to go too far into the jungle because, well, we haunted it all the time.
I mean, Soup, it's not such a bad thing. Just bring him with us while we go jump into the giant death hole, see what's there. And
Basically a child.
I'm over 6,000 years old.
child. Which, I've been thinking about it a lot, and maybe they have a point. I'm kind of reckless. I kind of have zero life experience since I was just awakened. I am small. I understand the argument for it. But let's just jump in the hole. Let's jump. Let's go.
Moza, do you want to come with us?
I should probably head back to my village, I suppose. I have wood
Okay.
blocks to put down, somehow.
I will just hand him to the villager and just be like, he's very nice, he's lovely. Maybe this will be a new start for you and the spirits. You can live in harmony.
I'm really quite friendly. The man is just like, okay.
He really is quite nice. It'll be okay. And I just pat him on the shoulder.
Okay.
It's gonna be fine. It's all good. You guys are gonna have a great time. We gotta jump in the hole.
You see that
We gotta
there's
jump in the hole.
a salamander worker in the pit right now who's kind of like mopping up much of the Khan's blood and much of the rest of yours blood that was dropped during that bout, and sort of just takes the mop and just squeezes it into the rift bleed and just it seems to suck it right up.
Just been using it as a garbage disposal?
The salamander kind of looks at you and goes, "Blood for the blood god."
You think this is
That's
the
the blood god. That's not a blood god.
Oh yeah, sure, this crackling energy, red, terrifying thing that gets happy when we give it blood isn't our blood god. Who are you?
I shove him in the thing.
Ah! You shove this salamander janitor, and you just see a flash of light as he is seemingly disintegrated before your eyes.
What? No, he just went inside. We go in there all the time.
Sure, but he is seemingly disintegrated before your eyes.
It's fine. He's gonna see that it's not a blood god. He's gonna learn. Let's go. And I grab Stoops.
That's gonna be one more NPC we've got to keep track of. Okay, I jump in.
I will say, with the with the careless throwing in of some random dude into a rift bleed, we're gonna get some instability from that.
Oh boy.
Makes sense. He believed it was a blood god, and she was showing him it's not.
I never said it didn't make sense. Just gonna blood for the blood god. All right, the two of you
Man.
leap inside, ready to see what kind of hellish, blood-soaked horror dimension this place could be that inspires so much violence in the arena of flame. And when you do so, you kind of hear the echoing shouts of the janitor just like, just flailing through this portal, which at this point you are both quite used to with the crackling lightning and everything else. And then suddenly, from your perspective, Grandus, you see that the rift bleed suddenly expands and grows. And gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and suddenly you see one random person sucked inside, and then another, and then you see one of the salamanders being like, "Blood for the blood god, the time has come! Blood for the blood god, it wants our blood!" And they're immediately sucked inside, and you too feel a sudden pull on you. Slowly eat the popcorn. It threatens to be dragged away from you, but you hold on to it and are dragged popcorn first into this rift bleed. And from your perspective, Grandus, you awaken in a very calm and serene area. And you're in this sort of kitchen area, as far as you can tell, sort of modern kitchen. And both Stoobs and Rosalind and the janitor and Khan all appear in this kitchen. Khan kind of like smashing some bits of the wall and various things hanging from around. And he's like, "What is this?" And you get a sense of your bearings for a second until someone walks in through the back and says, "Excellent. My new servers. Are you ready to get started?"
Oh no.
What are we serving?
Well, tea, of course.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yes,
See,
it is.
I told you it wasn't a blood god. I told the janitor.
The janitor's holding onto a broom like, what's happening?
Welcome to the fire. Welcome to the show.
Do I have to fight anyone for this job?
And then suddenly you, before anybody can answer, you see ding, 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 ding. And the sort of manager of yours goes, "Oh, we've already got so many customers coming in. Quite a lot, actually. Get moving, get moving, get moving. There's tea to serve. There's tea to serve."
Oh, it's a restaurant management sim. I get it.
So to expedite things, as we are getting to the end of things here, tell me how you're going about managing this tea shop simulator game, this tea dash, as you will, and we'll take it from there.
I think I'd like to. I think I would want to stand in the middle and have Rosalind toss me the tea, and then I toss the tea to the table.
Oh, nice. Love that. So many orders, so many customers.
I feel like Stoops would be like manning the tea counter if like, okay, it steeps for, like X amount of time. You gotta wait for the meter.
No
to,
time!
Like,
How many emotions are we doing? Oh. Okay, so Rosalind, it sounds like you're being careful. Grandis, sounds like you're being either forceful or quick, your choice. Ros, what are you doing?
What am I doing in the middle of this? I have decided that the best way to handle this is to make little vines that pop up and just kind of drag the tea itself. Like, there's like, if we're having it move forward, I just make like a tray so I can just push it against the vines instead of having to push everything myself.
Okay,
like a
nice.
conveyor belt kind of thing.
Yeah, like I'm trying to
sounds
make a conveyor.
like a clever use of your magic, so go ahead and roll clever.
I got a what?
Stoops, that was a careful from you. Okay, and you can see that the janitor has immediately failed, has immediately just been paralyzed with confusion and fear. Doesn't seem entirely awakened either, so there's a lot of this processing that isn't really happening for them. They just kind of start mopping up a little bit. Khan, on the other hand, is taking these kettles in his big meaty hands and just like, okay, easy, gently, and just carefully trying to pour it into this place. And he gets it too! And he just like goes, blood for the blood god, blood for the blood god, and just slowly, carefully pours these teas out. You start like throwing them around. You hear the da-ding, da-ding, da-ding. It is hectic. It is hard to keep track of. All the sort of arena participants are suddenly customers who suddenly need all their stuff, and so many of them time out. And you see little frowny faces come up everywhere, and you see your tips plummeting before your eyes. But you manage to successfully serve to a good majority of the people here before the manager just like calmly goes through this crowd of salamanders and confused people and just goes, okay, closing time, and suddenly they all disappear. And you're all just panting heavily, standing just like Khan is there just like, sweat for the blood god, and just kind of collapses on the counter. And the manager goes around and goes, well, it wasn't the best day, but you did your best, and that's another day our tea shop gets to go. Here are your tips, here are your tips. And you get like a couple of bucks at best from that performance.
People do not tip well in this game.
And then suddenly you find yourselves being hurled back to the familiar lands of Fantasia as you all land back in sort of the area where the Arena of Flame is. Everybody there just bamboozled. Everybody's so confused. Most of the audience quite satisfied with their tea, though. Just like, oh, it's very good. It's really good. Just kind of sipping away. And Khan just kind of like looks at the rest of you and goes, I'm questioning a lot of things right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's understandable.
Yeah.
At least you have a name, though.
He goes to his belt and he unbuckles it and he says, why don't you hold on to this for me? And he holds out the champion belt and you can see it has a sort of glowing orb in its center.
Aha!
Oh.
What's the glowing orb? Why'd you both just go simultaneous?
A nearby reptile who's sipping tea is just like, yes, I would like to know why. Is it
It's
blood?
the
Blood from the blood god?
orb. No, there's no blood god. There was a tea god. And you threw blood at it.
Yes, indeed. When you pick up the championship belt, Rosalind and Stoobs, you see that the fire orb has been added to your collection of elemental orbs. For some reason, you don't know why this is happening half the time, but as champions of the Arena of Flame, after Khan's existential crisis, you are now armed with a new orb, and you get ready to set out to the. Or if you recall, the scientist said there was a teleporter that would take you to a temple far to the north, the Glacier Temple. And this is where many of you go down to bid farewells, I think, and kind of see where you're all going next. So what do you all say before saying goodbye?
I'm gonna hand the championship belt to our newfound compatriot and just be like, do you want this?
Oh, yes, I love an unearned trophy. I attach it.
Good guy.
I think I've deserved it after 15,000 deaths, to be honest.
I mean, honestly, kind of.
You know, you might have died 15,000 times, but you did help this ghost and all those chickens and all those people with the weird noses. So your hero stat is also kind of high now too.
I'm told you made very good tea, although I couldn't taste it myself. Its sensation going through me was probably pleasant if I wasn't a ghost.
Maybe you could become a tea shop owner.
That's what I'm thinking. Hear me out.
Mhm.
Tea house, right?
Mhm.
The top of this volcano, and the tea is boiled by the volcano.
Ooh.
Marketable? I think yes.
Mhm.
Khan, who is
Marketable.
next to you, goes, "That sounds very blood. I would be a willing investor in this endeavor. We could have tea and blood sport combined. A joint enterprise."
The grandest arena tea shop.
I love that. And if you ever do want to go with the plague, you can easily poison the tea.
Yes, and I could just crack open the volcano and let the lava just annihilate life in several miles of radius.
Exactly. So you have everything ready at your disposal to make such a great tea shop.
Love
I
it.
would just like to remind you that if you did that, you would destroy your customer base.
Right. Self-interest.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm so glad to have met both of you. If we ever meet again, I hope it's as allies. Yes, that'd be great.
Or
If
as
we ever-
friends.
Yeah.
Let's not push it.
May we spill much blood together in the future.
But not
Or
much
tea.
tea.
Or
No,
tea.
never spill the tea. Very important.
Ooh, speaking of spill the tea, we should definitely figure out what was going on between that witch and the scientist.
And this is the conversation we fade out on as you both step onto the Inter-Temple Teleportation Network, and Stoobs and Rosalind go on to their next adventure. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for another episode of Awakened Pixels. I hope you all had fun. It sure goes places, huh? Are there any announcements anybody has before we depart for the evening?
Stay safe, for the love of God. Stay safe. Wash your hands.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really all I have today. That's all. Yeah.
Anybody else? Matthew, do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Hi. I'm Matthew Foreman. Thanks for having. It was nice to be on
It
here.
was so wonderful having you. Thank you.
Yeah.
So good to
Yeah.
have you.
Thanks for having me on here. I am the co-author of an adventure known as Feral Hogs. It's an age adventure, modern age, and you can go ahead and check that out in Green Road Store. And that's all I got going on right now. So thanks so much.
Fantastic. All right. Well, our music was provided by Roll Music from the album The Black Dot, from Visitor from the album Song from an Unmade World and Song from an Unmade World 2, and Eric Skiff from the album Resistor Anthems, all found on freemusicarchive.org under the license CCBY. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We will be back next week for more pixelated adventures in Awakened Pixels. Until then, stay safe, take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye.